Field reporting or anything? Or?
I mean, I guess we could, yeah, let's use it for field reporting. Boom. Good idea.
Damn. That field
We got a good team here.
But it was 55 last week, so it's like, all right.
It's back up.
Signal's back.
I think it had like an auto off thing. So I just hit record. So we should be good. I am a little worried about the battery on that though, and I need to get like an extension cord out there. I don't really have one. I know what I can do though.
Well, do you want to steal this extension cord?
What's up?
Do you want to steal this extension cord? We can just
Probably could.
plug the power strip down in below.
Use this one out there.
That works too?
What I gotta plug it in here with reach?
That's the question.
We have. We don't have enough cords already.
What's one more?
I think we're good there.
Perfect.
Let's get that off there right now.
This is more what I'm used to. Smaller guys on a team. Last week when they brought out like 600 people on each team, I was
Where were you last week?
with you guys. We were at Loyola.
Oh yeah.
And they had all those people.
Could not believe it.
And I'm like, why do you have 600 guys
That's
on a
what
team?
I was saying that at the beginning. Like they had their whole team out there, and then they brought out like I was like, wait, what?
Another 100 guys came out.
What class, or what were they?
It's
Was it
8A, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 8A.
I
And then
guess.
and those dudes like size-wise were big too.
Yeah.
I could not believe. I
Yeah.
was like, hold on.
You're like an 8th year senior.
I'm like, yeah, I saw that guy downstairs earlier. He was taller than me, and that was way bigger.
I like that.
Shit.
Who'd Loyola play?
Maine South.
Oh, they beat him, right?
Yeah.
I did Maine
Yeah.
South before that.
Yeah.
They were big.
Yeah.
Maine South was big too.
Yeah, yeah.
Loyola was
Yeah.
bigger though. I couldn't believe it.
I just remember watching the warm-ups and I'm like, what guy to keep on? There's too many guys. Which guy's the guy? How many guys do they have?
Right. That corner, I think, because there were 2-6 picks that were taken back though.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, the second one counted.
Yeah. 'Cause there was gonna be a flag on that one, and they had conferences in last night.
Yeah, because they were like, we might not get out of here
We
alive.
might die.
We might die.
Yeah, this thing's not gonna work. Let me get it out of the way, so it's not.
good. Video capture device.
Yeah, so just keep them in just when we're recording so you can hear them. Yep.
Boom!
Look at that.
Goes the dynamite. Oh wait, we gotta do this. We gotta do
Oh yeah, all that junk.
back so I can. Football score. Transition. Okay, we're good. Now.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You feel the energy.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little bit
yeah.
from
People are
everyone.
into it. They're ready.
Yeah.
You know what, we usually, we never film from here. The AV set, we're usually right on the side of the box. We've just never done it. I don't know what we did.
Is it possible to ask you to just slide over too? We're not, you can't do that. Okay. We're just trying to do the broadcast for you guys.
I know, but we never had to do it. The AV said you can go in the box from the set.
Alright, we're gonna move everything in here because this lady's out here.
I hear.
Yeah, I guess so. This lady.
Maybe we can put it as, like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to put it
Yeah, I
here
don't know.
between us.
Because with this silly thing.
I'm assuming.
Well, unless.
You wanna go up there?
I totally understand you guys have to do your
I don't
job
know about
too.
up top. Well, they have to put.
Yeah, and we don't have a cord long enough for that. You guys can still move. You can move in on that. If that works, that would be magnificent.
Yeah.
Started?
You tell us.
3, 2, 1.
And just in time for kickoff, welcome to this Class 5A state semifinal matchup between St. Francis and the home team today, Nazareth Academy. I'm Campbell Rico, joined alongside by JD Rudd, and we are underway as this kick goes into the end zone.
Well, should be a pretty good game. Should be an astounding little matchup between the two sides here. As we talked earlier, you kind of feel the energy here at the stadium. A lot of things hang in the balance today for sure, but there's a lot of energy here that I think the players are going to feed off of for sure.
And Nazareth Academy will start with the ball in the navy blue uniforms, navy blue helmets. St. Francis visiting team, white jerseys, white helmets today. And, you know, there's a lot of history between these two teams.
A rematch.
State semifinal rematch from last year. They played Week 9, a game in which St. Francis won 39-37. So excited to see Logan Malachuk take over of this offense, number 1 here for Nazareth. Had a strong season, good game last week against Rochelle. Threw for 212, 2 touchdowns. Here he is on the first play of the game. Swings it out wide right, completed. Gain of about 6 on first down. That's number 11, James Penley with the reception.
Bit of a wide open field over there on that far side, allowing the completion to take place, to kind of get the guys settled. First few plays of the game, always kind of the feeling out process for both sides.
They'll hurry up to the line here. Another reception, this one out to the left, and he'll get a first down the sideline. Big gainer, Jake Sestone.
What a way to have wheels, what a way to have that vision, kind of ride that side. He was a little bit on the open side, so to speak there, had a lot of room to run and certainly made the most of what yardage the defense gave him.
1st and 10 at the 41. 2 short passes to start this one. Another one coming. Malachuk. He might keep. Now he'll throw. This one a little bit high for number 8, Trenton Walker.
And I think if he hadn't taken so many steps forward, he might have completed that one, but just kind of overshot a little bit. But I think, yeah, he might have thought about keeping it, tucking it, and going, but at the last moment decided to chuck it downfield. Just couldn't make that completion.
And that incompletion, we'll get our first huddle of this first drive.
Off to a quick start here for the Roadrunners. They are not holding back for sure.
Malachuk alone in the backfield. 5 wide. That's Justin Watson who will join him. And Watson gets it up the middle. Finding some room. Picks up about 4.
Slipping right by there, shooting through the gap, making a nice little juke move, bypassing the defender. So nice little way to pick up a couple of more yards. What could have been a short running play becomes a few-yard run play.
These two teams know each other well. Had a lot of big plays against each other this past 2 years. This is another one right here. 3rd and 4. Malachuk fakes it right, goes left. Has a completion. Can he get the first down? No. Great swarm tackle by St. Francis.
Maybe going to the safe receiver, but on the opposite side of the field had a wide open man who could have maybe picked up the first down on that play, but opted to go to the near side, and that one not coming through for the Roadrunners.
That was Trenton Walker, his second grab of the game. Looks like the punt team is in. It's number 4, Frankie Nichols, back to punt. And he's going to keep. He'll get the first down and a few more.
You know, big game like this, Campbell, you got to do what you got to do when the opportunity presents yourself, and why not? Why not keep it, go for it, see what happens? And this one paid off. What a gamble for the Roadrunners.
There was no one there. There was no one there for St. Francis.
Who was expecting a keeper on a punt play at the first drive of the game?
So that was Frankie Nichols, picks up the first down on 4th down with the fake punt, and now the offense is back on the field.
A play like that rattles your defense a little bit because now they don't know what's coming next. Now everything is a second guess. Your game plan is being second guessed now every time that ball is snapped.
Malachuk on first down. He'll give this up the middle. That's 24, Alexander Angelo. Not much there, falls forward for a yard.
And looking like in these first few plays, maybe the defense kind of looking and expecting the run more often than not. Kind of got bit on the 2 pass plays, but now you know a run's got to come at some point. And there it was. They were able to be in the right place, right time, shut it down.
Yeah, just looking at the size of this D-line at St. Francis, it looks like they can hold their own.
They got some pretty healthy meat on that upper line there for sure.
2nd and 9 upcoming. Malachuk fakes. He'll look to throw downfield here. He goes deep left. He's got a man, just incomplete. Out in front of Trenton Walker near the end zone.
Good coverage by the Spartans, staying with the plays each way through, each man on each man. Couldn't quite make the completion there, but why not take a shot down the end zone?
Yeah, first shot of the day for this Nazareth offense. Third and 9 upcoming. We tick under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Now, if your defense wants to make a statement, you make a stand here on 3rd and 9.
Malachuk, 3rd and 9, rolls left, throws it out. Cat, but right short of the first down marker. Let's see where they spot it. That was number 7, Jake Sestone, who went up and grabbed it. Are they going to move the chains?
Looks like they will.
I think they will.
That was close, right at the sticks. What a way to go up, grab the ball, come down, pick up the first down for your team.
Yeah, Sestone, great catch, his second of the day as well. So 2 big conversions, another first down. This one swings back to Sestone. He just picked up the first on his last one. He gets 7 here.
Well, the junior kind of making a name for himself today for sure, but a great player all year, but being in the right place, right time, left side of the field, right side of the field, wherever it is, he's there.
Has to be a frustrating first drive for this St. Francis coach, defense. You know, you've been so close to get off the field twice.
Sometimes, though, it takes that first drive or two to figure out what the offense is going to give you and find a real game plan, fine-tune things.
2nd and 4, Malachuk. He keeps again. Throws a little fade out to the right side. This one's caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Nazareth. Looks like Garrett Reese had the one-on-one coverage down the right sideline. Perfect throw by Malachuk.
Wow, what hands by Garrett Reese. Go up and grab that thing, tiptoe the sideline. A little bit of a question there. I thought how close to the sideline was he, but officials say he stayed in, so touchdown stands.
What a throw, Malachuk. Very impressive first drive.
Slinging that rock for sure, making those completions, setting the tone for his offense.
And Frankie Nichols for the extra point. This one's up and good. 7-0. Nazareth leads St. Francis with 7:49 to go in the first quarter.
Well, what an opening drive for the Roadrunners. You know, as we talked about a couple of times, they could have been stopped. They could have given the ball away, but instead, what a way to get through this, come down, get to the end zone, and find yourself up 7-0 now.
Yeah, you talk about getting right into the action. That first drive had everything. 3rd and 9 conversion, a fake punt on a 4th down conversion, and some great throws and catches.
And so as mentioned earlier, if you're the Spartans defense, okay, how rattled are you? How thrown off your game plan are you? What do you do to adjust to something like that? At the same time, we have yet to see the Spartans offense here this afternoon. So maybe they come out and do the same thing and march themselves right down the field and pick up 7 more points. This could be a heavyweight slugfight today, just back and forth.
You're exactly right. I mean, the last time these two teams played, I think it was 39-37 in Week 9. And then last year in the state semifinal at 37-31. So definitely some high-scoring games, very capable offenses. Brady Palmer will be leading the St. Francis Spartans today. He had 2,300 yards, 26 touchdowns this year, so definitely capable of putting up some numbers.
And to kind of put an exclamation point on the point you made a moment ago, the last time the Roadrunners lost this season was that game to St. Francis back at the end of October. So I'm sure they remember that loss. It's the only second loss they've had this season, so that one stings. They remember that, and given the history between these two teams, they're going to want to pull out that win today.
And it looks like number 5, Zach Washington's back to return. Oh, it'll be a little squib. This one's fielded at the 35. Taken upfield to the 40, and that's where the Spartans will start their first possession. That's number 25, James McGrath, who fielded that kick.
Interesting there to go on a short squib. You'd think they'd want to kick it down there and make the Spartans work the entirety of the field, but now you're this close to the midway point. This is a great setup for the offense, so that's where this becomes an offensive battle now. Can the Spartans find a way to put points on the board, especially starting this close to the end zone?
Yeah, you're exactly right, JD. I'm curious about the squib kick starting at the 41-yard line now. Great field position for Brady Palmer in this offense. So it's going to be Palmer, and right behind him, Ian Willis, the senior receiver and running back. And a little jump there, anxious on first down.
Well, again, it could be a mental thing. It could be the guys knowing they've got to answer back here. They've got to get themselves ready to go. So just perhaps some nerves being shook out a little bit on the offensive side. And now you got a flag out.
Hey, we've got a loud crowd here today. This Nazareth crowd showed up.
The home crowd is here ready to cheer their team on, but let's not forget, too, the Spartans only about a 25-minute drive away. They've got a pretty healthy section across the field of fans, hoping they can get loud for their team this afternoon.
1st and 15 for Palmer. He gives up the middle to Willis. Not much there. He'll get back maybe a yard. And they're behind the sticks.
Looks like the senior Nolan Daly was kind of right there in the mix to kind of bring things down, to stop that play from moving on.
2nd and about 14 coming up for Palmer. Palmer gives. It's a reverse. It's going to be a throw. Back to Palmer. Deep down the right sideline. Oh, what a grab! What a catch! Oh, they're ruling incomplete now. That was Dario Milojevic. He almost went up and got that.
That had the makings of a highlight reel play from start to finish. How many times that ball was tossed behind the line of scrimmage and then to almost come down with that?
I might need to see an instant replay of
If
that.
we have one, I'd love to see it. I thought he might have had that one. Officials think otherwise, but man, what an effort to go up and try to grab that ball.
It's good coverage. That was number 34, Ben Luke's back there for Nazareth. So a long 3rd down upcoming. And timeout Nazareth. And with that timeout, I'm going to hand to our in-game reporter, Kalia Butler.
Thank you. Yeah, just on that last touchdown, they were actually looking for a call to be out of bounds. They said that his foot was on the line, and the coaches were very frustrated on that. But they turned around and said, hey, we got to go do something offensively. So you can see that response didn't quite make that catch, but there's definitely some fire after that.
Well, good point to make. That's what I thought from this side. I mean, obviously I don't have the vantage point, but it looked like he was so close to that sideline on that touchdown play. So interesting to see that the Spartans had the same thought, too.
Yeah, thanks, Kalia. And that's 2 plays now that I'd be curious to get a review on. That sideline of the first touchdown, and then this one. Did he control the catch to the ground? It didn't look like it to the refs. They ruled it incomplete. And that's what brings up this 3rd and 14.
So now a big play here for the offense. They've got to answer.
Palmer, 2 running backs, offset him. He fumbles that snap, but throws downfield, now has a man. It's incomplete and out of bounds.
Just couldn't make the connection. Was looking for Washington on that one. Washington couldn't get to the ball in time, so now you go 3 and out as the Spartans in a little deflating, especially given what they were trying to do, trying to answer, and a little trickery from both sides of the ball so far this afternoon.
Yeah, that reverse, and it was almost like a triple reverse back to Palmer. And they had him. I mean, it was a good play.
An epic play had he would have come down with it.
St. Francis set to punt. Looks like number 11, James Penley, back to receive for Nazareth. And no fake here. He will punt it. This one lands just around the 35-yard line. It's fielded by Penley. Does he have any room? Can he break some tackles? Not many. They'll start at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, just too many white shirts there to bring it down. So good punt for the Spartans to get that ball down there a bit more, kind of pin this offense back deep. Very close to where the Roadrunners started things on their initial drive, which led to the scoring touchdown. So certainly if you're Nazareth, you're looking to do the same thing here. You want to go down that field, put 7 more points on that board, and go up 14-0 before the end of the quarter.
You're exactly right. With 6:45 to go, Nazareth Academy starts their 2nd drive of the game, already leading 7-0 over St. Francis in this Class 5A state semifinal.
You know, we say this over and over again, defense will win you championships, so Spartans' defense needs to come up big here.
And here's a handoff up the middle on 1st down. That's Alexander Angelo. He'll pick up about 3 to bring up 2nd and 7.
Looks like it was Will Alt that kind of wrestled him down to the ground there, would not let him out of his clutches.
Will Alt, one of the tackle leaders on this St. Francis defense this year. I'll tell you what, it's a great field here at Nazareth.
Oh, fantastic field. I was down on that turf earlier. It's a great setup here. It's a wonderful place for these guys to play.
Malachuk on 2nd and 7. Can he keep it rolling? He'll throw again. Looking downfield, has a man on the post. He's open, it's caught. Can he break a tackle? He will. Jake Sestone walks into the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, put a star on Sestone's helmet today. This guy has been the star of this offense since the kickoff. What a way to get open. What a way to haul in that catch and now put your team up potentially 14-0.
Sestone on the post. He had man-to-man coverage. Logan Malachuk saw it, threw a great ball.
Give credit where it's due to Malachuk, chucking that thing right where it needed to be.
About a 70-yard touchdown. Frankie Nichols on for his second extra point. Up and good once more, and my, oh my, what a start for Nazareth Academy.
Well, you think they remember that last loss back at the end of October? You think that sticks in their brain a little bit?
Well, with that, we'll head to our first break here on the NFHS Network.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Valeri, who's down for St. Francis, getting helped off the field right now.
Well, not good if this is a long-term injury. Maybe it's just a quick little thing and get back out there, but he's one of the guys that's really come through for them big, especially last week with a lot of receptions and a lot of carries, it looks like, too.
Yeah, it looks like St. Francis is going to have to score today, so they're going to need all the offensive firepower they can get.
Anybody that can contribute today, they've got to get something together.
And here's a guy I've been looking out for, Tobias Caldwell, the running back. He wasn't in that first drive. Here he is, number 42, offset to Brady Palmer's right. Palmer on 1st and 10. He'll throw left. This one's completed. That's number 2, Ian Willis with the grab. 5-yard gain on first down.
You know, 3, 4, 5 yards, it's all you need here and there. You don't need to go to the big plays. Let the Roadrunners do that. If you're the Spartans, get those chunk plays here and there. Get those a few yards. It's all you need every couple of times. Get you a new set of downs and slowly, methodically work your way down that field.
Yeah, I think this drive's all about rhythm. Rhythm and confidence for this offense.
Get that offensive confidence back.
Palmer on 2nd and 5. He's got Caldwell to his right, 4 receivers. Throwing again, quick hitter for the first down. That's number 5, Zach Washington, the junior receiver, who'll pick up that first down.
Oh, once again, get your guy set out there 3 or 4 yards deep, have him turn, look for that ball, catch it, grab it, move the sticks, and keep slowly working your way down the field. That's fine. You've still got all the quarters left in the game here. You don't need to be in a hurry-up offense.
And again, a quick one. This one's knocked down at the line. That's number 88 for Nazareth Academy.
Christopher Casey with his hands up, the sophomore, doing his thing, using his height to his advantage, seeing that ball being thrown. He goes, you know what? I'm not letting this pass be completed.
Hey, fool me once.
Yeah.
Not twice
not
for
again
Casey.
On me.
So Palmer's been trying the quick hitters. He'll have 2nd and 10 now. He's going to give this to Caldwell up the middle. Nothing there. Stout defensive line. 3rd and 9 upcoming.
Nolan Dowling, it looks like, was right there to help bring him down and not let the play progress too much further.
St. Francis getting right on the ball. Looking over to the coaches for the call here on this pivotal 3rd down as we're about to tick under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Palmer, 3rd down. Steps up in the pocket. To his right. Can he get the edge? He can. And he'll pick up the 1st down.
Well, what a way for the offensive line to help out. Blitzer coming through there from the Roadrunners, picked up well. I think it was Casey who was trying to come through on there on the defensive side, was picked up well. Quarterback gets through, Brady Palmer does, gets himself some daylight and gets a 1st down.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get the edge there, but Palmer able to show his athletic ability, picking up a pivotal 1st down. I haven't seen that one before.
Not sure what that one was, but they're gonna call that on the defense. That'll move the ball forward 5 yards. I've never seen a whole offensive line just shift over like that.
And then a call of offsides on the defense to go along with it. Well, hey, 1st and 5 upcoming now. They're inside the 25-yard line. Great second drive from St. Francis and a needed drive here.
But if they can't come away with points, especially 7, it's all for naught.
Looks like it's Jalen Carter who will be behind Palmer here on 1st down. Palmer takes it. Swings it out to Willis. This one just over his head. I tell you what, it's a good ball coming out of Palmer's hand.
Pretty good ball on a cold day, too. There's not a terrible amount of wind, but there's a fair amount of wind, which, by the way, the Spartans are heading into that wind. So could be a small factor trying to make that completion out there to the far side.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, JD. It's a bit of a chilly day. Lower 40s, overcast, classic November Illinois high school football.
Playoff football
day.
At its best.
Carter again there with Palmer in the backfield. Right near the Roadrunner logo. Palmer. He gives this to Carter. He has a little bit of space. He'll fall down just short of the 1st down. It's going to be right around the 21-yard line. 3rd and a short 2 upcoming.
I'll be honest with you. I was looking for pass on that one. I was watching that far side with the trips out there, and I thought maybe another quick pass, get him 4, 5, 6 yards. Instead, fooled me. Maybe got the defense off a little bit by picking up a little run play there for a few yards.
And a bit of a jumbo package coming in here. It looks like number 64, Brian Martinez, comes in as an extra offensive lineman. He's going to line up at fullback. Interesting formation on 3rd and short.
That's a lot of meat.
Palmer is going to fake the keep. Shades of Tebow. And there's flags down on that one. Looks like it's going to be defensive pass interference.
Yeah, trying to make the play happen there, trying to get the number on the guy who fell down. It was trying to make that run to pick up the ball.
I think it was intended for Ian Willis, number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
Let's see the call. Yeah, it's going to be illegal contact, and that'll be a 1st down for St. Francis.
Well, what a package to come out and run on there. Put the big guy in there as a lead blocker, so it looked or so like that. And Palmer to kind of tuck the ball a bit, act like he was going to go, then drop back and make that throw.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. The fake QB sneak, keep it. On the first time you ran that all day, too. You think you kind of set that up a little bit later in the game. 1st and 10. They're just outside of the 10-yard line, so they can still pick up one more 1st down on this drive. Palmer is going to give it again to Carter up the middle. And once more, a swarming front for Nazareth.
Yeah, just eaten alive there that time around. Looks like it was Sam Steck that kind of came up, the defensive tackle, put his arms around the running back and just drove him right down to the ground.
Bringing in another receiver here. That's number 11, Tanner Glock. Palmer. Can he finish this drive? looking to pass. And that one sails wide of number 12, Dario Milojevic.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of just off-kilter. Didn't quite get on the same page. Looks like the two are kind of having a conversation there after the fact. It might have been a my bad sort of thing on number 12, saying, yeah, I wasn't in the right spot.
And I'll tell you what, this is a tough spot to be. 3rd and 9, inside the 10-yard line. It's tough. You got a lot of defenders packed into a small area here.
You can still get a first down, though, without scoring. That is something to keep in mind.
Palmer's got 4 receivers and Jalen Carter behind him. Play clock ticks down to 5. Palmer, 3rd down, and they need it. Lots of pressure. Flag down. Palmer rolls to his left. Can he throw here? I don't think so. He's going to be pushed out. No gain. Flag down, and a late flag. This one could be for some extracurriculars out of bounds.
This might end up being offsetting, though. I think we might have had an offensive holding at first, and now you're going to have a defensive penalty, so this might be just a whole bunch of horseplay for nothing. We'll get the official call, though, but that play broke down in a hurry for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was one of the first times we've seen some real pressure from Nazareth up front. And then, yeah, this late flag on the push out of bounds. You're right. I think it would probably be offsetting. We'll see what the refs come back with.
Well, they are in a little conference over there trying to figure out where was he when the contact happened, perhaps. How egregious was it? You got almost 3.5 officials trying to discuss. There's a lot of gesticulating, pointing. And certainly in a game like this, you want to get these calls right. They don't have the benefit of instant replay, so you want to make sure you conference with all your guys and get things right.
Absolutely right, JD. All right, looks like that's the hold and then the personal foul now on the defense. So these will offset, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So nobody gains any yards, no loss of down. We just forget the last couple of minutes ever happened, and we do the whole thing over again.
Let's do it over. 3rd and 9 from right around the 10-yard line.
But as we spoke earlier, this is something your offense needs. If you are the Spartans, you've got to come through here. You've got to pick up yardage. You've got to score something. Well, wait a minute. Are they walking off some yards?
I think they're just back to the original line of scrimmage. We did talk about ref mics before the game, and a ref mic may have come in handy here. But yeah, I think we're just replaying 3rd down.
Yeah, there's still some ref talkage here. I think everybody's making sure they're on the same page. Now, I was down there before the game started. The refs are individually wearing headsets so they can communicate with each other.
And you know what? I'm not going to be surprised if this game gets a little chippy. These two teams know each other well. A budding rivalry.
There's a history.
Rematch from semifinal last year. They've played already this year. A lot of history.
And a lot on the line today for sure. I mean, the winner gets to move on and the loser's done for the year. Nobody wants that at this stage of the game. You fought so hard to get this far.
Pivotal play upcoming. Palmer takes it on 3rd and 9. He throws to the corner of the end zone, just over the outstretched arms of his receiver and falls incomplete.
Couldn't quite make the completion there. Looks like that was Washington, number 5, that was trying to go up and get it. And I tell you, it seems like almost every play where Palmer's going to throw, he looks to his left first. He's trusting those receivers on his left-hand side.
Absolutely right. Notice that. It seems like his go-to is Ian Willis. Definitely looks at him in the slot. And then kind of went out further wide there. Had one-on-one coverage with Washington in the corner, but that's tough to complete to the far side of the field. Number 20, Evan Kolinsky on for the kick. Number 12, Dario Milojevic to hold. This will be a 26-yard field goal.
Couldn't quite get set in time. That play clock ran down to 0. So now they're going to push back a little bit. And that was the question I was wondering is, are they going to kick the field goal? You're this close to the end zone. Do you try to go for it? Do you trust your defense? Or do you just try to get at least some kind of points on the board? But as we know, kicking in high school football is never a gimme.
Oh, kicking in college is never a gimme.
Kicking is never a gimme. Let's ask the pros in the NFL.
So this is now going to be backed up to the 21. It'll be a 31-yard field goal upcoming. Kalinsky, a sophomore. Can he put the Spartans on the board? Hold down, kick up. It looks like it's going to miss wide left.
And that is not what you want to have as the Spartans, to drive that far, to come away with nothing.
And you have to wonder, that delay of game penalty moving them back 5 yards proves costly here.
Could be what does them in on that one. It's the difference of 3 points versus no points. So now it starts to become more of an uphill climb for the Spartans.
And could you ask for a better start if you're Nazareth? I don't think so. 2 touchdowns, your quarterback feeling it, and the defense getting some pivotal stops.
At this point in the game, now you're ticking down into 3 minutes in the first quarter. You're up by 2 scores. You're taking the ball over again. Sure, you're deep on your own side of the field, but I mean, 1 or 2 long plays, these guys could be right back in scoring position once again. So what a spot it is for the Roadrunners.
And the last time we saw this offense was about a 70-yard touchdown to Jake Sistone. We'll see what they have in store on their 3rd drive of the game. Malachuk, he'll give this up the middle. Swarmed by that St. Francis defense. Not much of a gain there.
A lot of white shirts in the area. Looked like the initial one coming in to make that tackle was number 9.
It was Charles Calhoun on the carry.
So good job hustling to the ball. If you're the defense, this is big for you right now. You cannot afford to let them score any more points at this point. You've got to get back into this. So you got to help your offense out, bail your guys out on the other side, and defense has got to make some big stands here.
2:20 to go in the first quarter. 14-0 Nazareth leads St. Francis. Nazareth in the navy blue uniform, St. Francis in the white. Malachuk swings this one outright. Caught by Sistone, but hit immediately. Great play by that St. Francis defense. That's number 19, Ryan Mullen.
So there you go. Once again, guys finding the ball, getting to the ball on defense, and stopping this play from going. So now the flip side, if you're the Roadrunners, you start going, okay, we try to run, didn't work. Try to pass, didn't work. This defense is stepping up. What do we have in our bag of tricks here to get us a first down, or at least get us some more yards to put us in better position?
Seems like every big play has gone the way of Nazareth so far today. Can St. Francis get their momentum going with this one? It's going to be 3 receivers. Number 8, Trenton Walker, looks to be in the backfield. Oh, no, excuse me. That's number 0, Edward McLean. He's going to go right. Not much there. They run on 3rd and 8. Lose a couple yards. That was Edward McLean with the carry.
Interesting call. Couldn't get any footing to go downfield, went a lot of yards laterally, but just could not progress any further. So run game having some trouble here on this time around for the Roadrunners.
It's going to be Seth Valeri back in the game. He went down injured a little bit earlier. Good to see him back. He'll be back to return this punt. And, of course, we all know Frankie Nichols at this point. Couple extra points, fake punt conversion on that first drive. He'll be back to punt once more.
Yeah, so keep your eyes. If you're the defense, you never know what could come in your way at this point in time.
Nichols will punt this. It's a short one. But it takes a nice Nazareth hop down inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. Wow, that one landed around the 50. Rolled about 25 yards. So that's where St. Francis will take over with 19 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Well, so a good stand for the Spartans defense at that point in time. Hold these guys. Don't let them put any more points on the board. It's a little confidence boost. Your defense comes through, so now there's no doubt some pep talk going quickly on the sideline for the offense. Got to get out there, got to get some scoring done, got to move that ball.
Palmer coming off a great drive, one where they just couldn't finish, led to a missed field goal. He's back on the field. Another offensive line shift where the center is leading the way. In this one, a fumbled snap, losing yards, a flag on the play. Again, this formation, both times they've run it, flags on the play. Seems to be confusing everyone, including myself.
And they're going to call that an illegal shift, it looks like. But the penalty gets declined because of the ball placement, the bad snap. So I'm not sure about the, if you want to call it trickery or the interestingness of the play call. I mean, X's and O's work best here. You've got to score points. You got to get that ball down the field. Line shifting, moving guys around. It's not paying off for the Spartans.
So they're pushed back. Loss of about 10 there. Back to the 15. 2nd and 20.
And that's going to be the end of the quarter.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter, where Nazareth leads 14-0 over St. Francis in this Class 5A semifinal matchup. We'll be back here on the NFHS Network.
This is heart. This is pride. This is community. This is high school football.
Back in the booth, I'm Campbell Rico, joined alongside by J.D. Rudd and Kalia Butler, our in-game reporter. Kalia, we're going to hand it over to you. What do you got for us?
Yeah, number 50 on St. Francis, Robbie Peterson, kind of huddled the group together and said everybody needs to wake up. It seems like there hasn't been a lot of urgency offensively. And again, there's a lot on the line for this game today. So he just huddled everyone together. I was like, do you guys really want to win this, yes or no? And it seemed to spark them up a little bit. So we'll see what the rest of the game holds.
Thanks, Kalia. And they do need a spark as they go backwards on that 2nd and long play. You're absolutely right. That St. Francis team, you can tell they've been punched in the mouth a little bit at the start of this game. Haven't quite got their feet on level ground yet, and it doesn't look like it's happening here on 3rd and 20.
Well, punch in the mouth. Nolan Daly blasting through, meeting the ball carrier right at the line, driving him down, backing that play up. Now 10 extra yards.
So what do you have in the playbook for 3rd and 21? We'll see. From the shadow of their own end zone, play clock ticks down. Under 5 seconds, Palmer takes it. He gets some pressure, breaks out of it, steps up to his right, throws, and that a great pass deflection. Looks like that's number 36. Henry Sokolis, the DB, breaks that one up, bringing up 4th down.
Well, if you're the Roadrunners defense, this is what you needed. You need to get in there, get a stop on this, get some momentum back for your offense, and then keep this team from scoring. And now you're pinned back deep. You're 4th and 20-plus yards. This is not where the Spartans wanted to be to start this 2nd quarter.
Punting unit on once more. Back to receive is number 11, James Penley for Nazareth. Let's see if they can get some good field position. A short punt. This one might roll. Picked up on the pop. And wrapped up immediately. That was number 17, Caden Falco, with the tackle. So Nazareth will take over inside St. Francis territory, up 14-0.
So not exactly how things wanted to go, I don't think, at all for the Spartans here. That way there was some frustration for sure. Before we changed quarters, I saw Brady Palmer kind of hit the ground a little bit with his fist. He's not happy with maybe how he's playing. I've seen a few times, too, that ball getting out from under center, making it his hand, hasn't been clean. There are a few things for sure that St. Francis needs to get cleaned up if they want to put points on the board and compete today.
And Malachuk looks to keep it rolling for Nazareth. He'll fake, roll to his left. He has some room out in front. He keeps it. And he's got some speed. He'll pick up a 1st down. And brought down to the 30-yard line. Good gain on 1st.
Well, Malachuk got some wheels, got around that little fake handoff, saw nothing but daylight and said, I'm going. I'm off to the races. So here again, another big chunk play for the Roadrunners, picking up a lot of ground. And now here they are, getting close to knocking on the door, potentially putting more points on the board.
I'll tell you what, just looking across the way at this St. Francis crowd, It's pretty quiet over there.
It's a cold day. You could argue that's part of the factor, but you'd like to see a lot more excitement versus what's happening on the opposite side of the field with the Roadrunners fans who are just elated with what's been going on.
I don't know if they handed out cowbells or who has them, but I've heard a few. 1st and 10 from the 30. They'll give this one up the middle. That's 24. Alexander Angelo again gets about 5 on 1st down. That was some of the most space I've seen so far for either team running the ball.
You got to think at this point in time, too, for the defense of St. Francis, they've been on the field for so much time now. That starts wearing down your guys. It's cold conditions out there, frustration, a mental fatigue. All these things become a factor. Even though we're not at halftime yet, this is a lot of asking for the defense of St. Francis.
2nd and 6 in the backfield. That's number 23, Justin Watson now, alongside Malachuk. He'll take the pass, swing it to Watson. He catches it. Almost makes a man miss, falls forward to around the 20-yard line.
Well, great way to stop things there. Looks like that was number 19 for the Spartans to bring things down and prevent that play from becoming worse than what it was. Gaining even more daylight and picking up another 1st down.
9:15 to go in the 2nd quarter. Nazareth leading 14-0 over St. Francis. Again, this is the Class 5A state semifinal, a rematch from last year. One in which Nazareth won to go on to their 2nd state championship. This one will be stopped right off the rip.
False start there on the offense. A little too hippie, get off the line, too yippy skippy, couldn't make it done, so now you back them up 5. Slow it down a little bit, no reason to rush.
Now, JD, Nazareth going for their 3rd straight state championship. Impressive. I know last year, I think a 5-4 regular season record. Not many people saw it coming, but hey, they get hot at the right time. It looks like that's happening once again.
And in sports, that's all you need. You need to get on that winning streak right at the right moment. Everything comes together for your team. And I tell you, winning, it's one of those deals. The more you win, the more confidence it builds. It gives your team that ability to keep finding ways to win.
Malachuk, 1st and 15. Reads the room, throws to the end zone. Oh, it's broken up at the last second, intended for Jake Sestone.
Well, great defensive play by the Spartans there. That one was almost a surefire 6 on the board, but the defender coming in last second, throw his hands in there, knock that ball down, and whew, a sigh of relief for the Spartans defense.
I'll tell you what, that ball was hanging in the air. Is it going to get to Sestone? Not quite. Great play by the D. So Malachuk's been able to navigate that pocket so far, evade any pressure, make plays with his feet. It's been impressive. 2nd and 15. He's going to do a delayed handoff up the middle. That's Edward McLean Jr., and the ball's out. Looks to be the break St. Francis needed.
That is exactly what St. Francis needed. Looks like Liam Kolinsky was there to hit that ball head on, pop that thing out. That is what you want.
And Ryan Palmieri, the senior linebacker, number 44, with the recovery. Now that crowd comes to life a little bit.
You need this. Do you need any spark you can get if you are the Spartans? This is great for them now. Offense comes back on the field, but this is the trade-off. Your defense came up big. Now the offense has to do their part.
St. Francis with a little swagger now. Can they catch this momentum? Palmer, 1st and 10. Fakes, rolls right, throws downfield. 2 men over there covering his receiver.
Flag down. There might be some defensive holding going on here. There was a little bit of a tie-up going on. So this might work in the Spartans' favor.
Absolutely right, JD. Defensive holding. It's going to be an automatic 1st down.
You know, you never want the officials to quote-unquote help you get points on the board, so to speak, but at the same time, the officials are there doing their job. If they see a foul happen, that's what they call, so got to be a little more disciplined if you're the Roadrunners because now you're helping this offense out.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Palmer gives this up the middle. Jalen Carter met immediately by Nolan Daly. on that Nazareth defensive line.
On that front line of the Nazareth defenders here, they're swarming to that ball. They're quick to react. They're getting there. They're shutting down a lot of these run plays. That's not the same thing that could be said when you're on the defensive side of the ball for the Spartans. They're leaving a lot to be desired there. So there's a big difference between the two defenses and how they're tackling the run game today.
Yeah, this St. Francis offense can't get it going on the ground just yet. 2nd and 8 upcoming. Palmer with the cowbells in his ears. He'll complete this right near the sticks. That's number 12, Dario Milojevic.
Well, great job by Milojevic to get up there, kind of turn around, look for his quarterback, have his hands set, ready, make that pass, complete it, bring it down. Didn't try to fight for any extra yards. A little shy of the first down, looks like, but still very close.
It's going to be 3rd and less than 1. Curious if they stay in the shotgun for this.
Well, here comes another big, beefy blocker being brought in, number 64.
Brian Martinez. He may be leading the way once more. Palmer. And it looks like a jump on that offensive line.
And everything you were hoping for on there now gets wiped off the board. You were so close, handful of inches away from a first down. Now you're back 5 yards. So now it was 3rd and very short, becomes 3rd and 6. Whole play changes now if you're the Spartans.
You're exactly right. They've gone to that formation a couple times, threw out of it on a pivotal play in the first quarter, and this time we didn't get to see what would happen with the jump. 3rd and 6. Palmer looks to his coaches for a play call.
And players looking around too. They looked a little confusion on both sides of the ball for
Palmer
a second.
fakes a slant. Now he has some pressure. Rolling. He's going to have to throw that one away, and there's another stand from Nazareth.
There was confusion on both sides. The receiver near side in the slot was kind of looking to the far receiver, asking, hey, where should I go? What should I do? Defense for the Roadrunners, they couldn't get lined up at first. They got things synced up right before the ball was snapped, but too little too late, and then Palmer trying to do his best to flag guys down, to get out there and get open. He can't play every position.
And, I wouldn't have been surprised if they kept the offense on the field here. But no, we're keeping the risks in the bag for now, staying the course if we're St. Francis.
Your defense had a pretty good stand last time, so you're putting a little more trust and faith in that defense. I mean, yeah, Roadrunners are starting in a great field position here, potentially, but if you're St. Francis, you've got to limit any potential points.
Are they going to fake?
keeper.
They're going to go for a fake. He makes a man miss. He's going to get the first down.
Well, what's good for the Goose is good for the Spartan, apparently. It worked for the Roadrunners' first part of the game.
It looked hesitant at first. I wasn't sure if he was just going to roll out and punt. And he took off and got the first down. Looks like Jack Augustine, number 18, picked that up.
You know, Campbell, sometimes special teams coaches will tell you, if you see the potential, go for it. If you don't see a lane, punt the thing away. So potentially there, he saw enough clearing of the defense and said, you know what, I can get these 6 yards.
What a play. Two 4th downs converted with fake punts here in the first half.
So again, it's confidence, it's momentum building for St. Francis.
And finally one to go their way. 5:49 remaining, second quarter. A refreshed St. Francis offense back on the field. Palmer, now he'll complete it. Ian Willis, great grab.
Well, Ian Willis right there, stopping at his point, turning around, grabbing that ball, and we're kind of back to where things were in the first quarter for St. Francis. Even though it didn't pay off for him, it was working. Just getting guys down 3, 4, 5 yards, make a play, go to your next down, make a play.
Absolutely right. It's been methodical so far from St. Francis. No major shots downfield, but maybe that's not what you need just to get this offense to find a rhythm. Palmer. He's going to go downfield. Looks like some contact with Willis. No flags on the play. Curious if there was going to be something called there, as there was some hand fighting between them, but nothing. That'll bring up 3rd down.
A little bit of hand fighting, but there might also have been a little confusion, though, from Willis on where he should have been or needed to be. It wasn't like he was trying to run that far route. He was kind of looking more shallow, but then he saw the ball come out and tried to work his way that direction. So maybe a little miscue between quarterback and receiver.
And once again, we're at a 3rd down for St. Francis. 3rd and 5. It's been around here all day, it seems. Seth Valeri behind Palmer. Palmer gives to Valeri on this third down. A great call. Valeri up the middle, breaks a tackle inside the 30. Down the sideline to the 20 and pushed out of bounds.
Well, that was Johnny Colon right there to bring that one down and force it out of bounds. But what a run by the Spartans. That one just finding explosive daylight, shooting that gap. And I didn't see many defenders there. I wouldn't be surprised. Roadrunners might have been thinking pass on that one.
Yeah, great play call by St. Francis offense there. I didn't see the run coming, and I liked it. First and 10 at the 18 now. 4:44 remaining in this second quarter. Palmer, another give to Valeri, and he has room up the middle. Will he find the end zone? He will. Touchdown, Spartans.
Well, Campbell, I don't know what's happening there for the Roadrunners defense, but that's 2 plays in a row where guys who'd been stepping up, finding that ball, and putting a stop to things were nowhere to be found, and the Spartans say, thank you, we'll take this, and put points on the board now.
Yeah, they had been averaging 2 yards a carry into those last 2 runs. And then Valeri found something up the middle on a pivotal 3rd and 5, and then takes it in the end zone from 18 yards out on a first down. It'll be Evan Kalinsky in for the PAT. Kicks up and good. He makes amends for his missed field goal in the first quarter. 14-7, Nazareth leads St. Francis. And we'll head for a break here on the NFHS Network. The field, see how he's doing. We'll cut to a break here on the NFHS Network. 4:20 remaining here at Nazareth Academy's home field. Malachuk takes it on first down, whips it out for another first down to number 36.
Our technical crew is working on that as we speak, but we still have you here with audio. We're getting your video back up now. All right, I think our video feed is now back and restored.
Malachuk, 2nd and 3. Rolling right. Looking downfield, that's completed to 36. Sakalis once more.
Well, Henry Sakalis, the sophomore, he's the right place at the right time, right there by that sideline, hauls it in, gets himself out of bounds, but just enough ahead of the sticks. Another first down for the Roadrunners, so here they go again, marching down the field. The last time this happened, Spartans came up big, knocking that ball loose in the same territory. So can lightning strike twice here for St. Francis?
Bend but don't break defense. That's what the coach has to be telling him now. Malachuk on first down. Looks downfield, has a receiver that's caught inside the 5. Fighting for yards near the goal line. He won't quite get there. Trenton Walker, what a grab, what an extra effort. Brings it down to the 1-yard line.
I mean, that effort from Walker was impressive. He caught the ball, was met by the defender, but didn't touch the ground. Stood there trying to hop, trying to get away. Tried to work his way to the end zone before finally help came over for the Spartans defense to bring him down just shy of the goal line.
1st and goal, 2:40 remaining. Charles Calhoun, the running back next to Malachuk. He'll give to Calhoun. Can he get there? He will. Touchdown, Nazareth.
Well, it almost seemed inevitable at that point in time with knocking so close on the goal line for the Roadrunners, how their offense has been today. Why not put 6 more points on the board?
What a quick drive, starting at the 45 of St. Francis. Not much work to be done for this offense, but hey, they did it once more. 20-7, extra point incoming from Frankie Nichols. Hold down. This one's blocked. It's a live ball.
I think in high school they'll call it dead ball once it gets kicked. They'll rule that one down once it gets knocked down like that. So that's, I guess, a positive for the Spartans. It's one less point on the board, but that entire drive just was not good for the Spartans defense. It was everything for the Roadrunners because recall that whole drive started off with the injury to number 44, Ryan Palmieri. You had the big pass that was made down at the goal line. So Roadrunners worked their way down the field and come up with 6 more points.
20-7, Nazareth leading St. Francis. 2:29 remaining in the second quarter. Again, hey, last time these two teams played Week 9, 39-37 game. We're expecting more points here today.
You would expect more points, but as we talk, it's when you're a football player, it's one of those funny sports. Everything begins in the summertime. The 2-a-day practices. It's hot. It's humid. Guys are out there pouring sweat. It's no fun to work in that. Then you get to the playoff season, and it's literally a whole different season. Now it's cold. The wind is a factor. Your joints lock up a little bit. Your muscles get tight. You're wishing for those 2-a-days. You're wishing for that heat. So all the atmospheric elements play a bit of a role. And then, of course, the mental part of the game, too, of just knowing we've got to win today. We've got to win today. We've got to win today.
And exactly, like this St. Francis offense has found some success on the ground. But Brady Palmer, Great season, as we said in the introduction. 2,300 yards, 26 touchdowns. Their air attack, maybe because of the cold, maybe because of the big moment, hasn't quite found their footing yet.
Or it could be a simple X's and O's where the defense came in and they said, we know what the weapon is in this offense. It's number 16, shut him down. And so far they've done that. And now if you're the Spartans, you got to pivot. You got to find another way to put more points on the board.
Zach Washington deep to return. Field this one at his 12. Looks for a crease. Cuts it outside. Stiff arms out to the 30-yard line. Washington takes it.
Well, interesting to me, that's the first time we've seen the Roadrunners kick one down that wasn't necessarily a squib, that actually made it past about the 20-yard line. And here, the Spartans come back with it in decent field position versus what could have been.
2:20 remaining, all 3 timeouts left for the Spartans on this drive. And the Spartans will get the ball to start the second half.
So if you're Spartans here, what you want to do, go down, get some kind of points. A field goal, okay, fine. You prefer a touchdown, get that ball back in the second half and put more points on the board and make this a close game.
Palmer with the hard count, almost gets a jump. He'll look deep to Willis. Picked off!
Number 36, that's Henry.
Sakalis with the pick and a late flag. This comes after the play, it seems.
Yeah, this might be some celebration after the fact, but gosh, for the Spartans, they had a guy just a little less air under that ball than what should have been. Results in the turnover.
Look like Willis may have a chance at that, but the safety coming over, Sakalis picks it off, and you're absolutely right. After the play, a personal foul. Looks like a celebration-type penalty. That'll move him back 15 yards.
Well, you never want to move back yardage, but you'll always take a turnover. I mean, to keep the ball out of the offense's hands, that's big for the Roadrunners. Crushing almost now for Brady Palmer, who just cannot get that air game working this afternoon for the Spartans.
Yeah, just no space down the field yet for Palmer, as you said, to get that air game going. But we got to tip our cap to this Nazareth defense. They've been making plays. I'll shout out number 9, Nolan Daly, on that defensive line. Some big stops in the run game. And then, yeah, their pass defense has been all over the field. A couple pass deflections, an interception here, making plays when it matters.
And now here comes the St. Francis defense. They've been out there for a large part of the day. They're gassed. They're looking forward to a halftime break.
I don't know if there was 2. They moved them back quite a distance here.
Or was that a half the distance to the goal line? What are we looking at here?
We're down at the 9-yard line for Nazareth. That's where they'll take over, their own 9. Malachuk on first down. They're looking for more. This one's completed. Makes a man miss. James Penley out to the 29-yard line.
You know, Washington, it looks like, Valeri saving the play on that one a little bit. Being at the right spot at the right time for St. Francis to bring the ball carrier down.
Nazareth has a whole stable of playmakers, and they're all showing up today. Malachuk on first. Looks for, it's intercepted! It's intercepted by St. Francis! What a moment!
All right, we can play that game too. Ryan Mullen watching the quarterback's eyes, watching that ball going up, bringing it down, and giving his offense a chance, and giving his defense, his fellow defensive teammates, a break, put them back on the bench, catch some breath.
Tell you what, uber aggressive from Nazareth there. You got the 20-7 lead. You had a minute 53, about 2 minutes remaining in this second quarter. No need for urgency throwing the ball downfield, taking big risks. That they do, though. Intercepted, turnover, and once again, St. Francis is in this game.
But both these teams know each other well. Keep that accelerator down to the floor. Keep the foot on the gas. Don't stop.
Palmer, can they make something happen off this turnover? Nothing there for Jalen Carter on first down.
Carter tried, couldn't quite get his way out of the backfield, stumbled over a couple of defenders and was brought down, but the running game may be what the Spartans have to hang their hat on today.
3 timeouts in their pocket and a minute 30 remaining before half. Palmer. Quick hitter on a slant, no good. And more questions to be asked for this air attack.
I don't like that decision to throw with two blue shirts there. You had one receiver and you had two defenders for the Roadrunners in the area, so lucky for Palmer that it wasn't picked off or something to that effect. So good thing it was an incomplete pass, but two defenders near that ball, never a good idea.
3rd and 9, and you gotta be saying, if you're a coach over there on the sideline, any St. Francis fan, we need to take advantage of this turnover. Let's see if they can. 3rd and 9. Palmer making people miss in the pocket, rolls right, has a receiver, it's caught, first down. Flag on the play late here on this near side. We'll have to see what the call is. I don't know if that was ineligible downfield. Interesting from this line judge here.
And yeah, they're going to call an ineligible person downfield. So gosh, what was a great play by Palmer to do some pirouetting and some dancing. It's 2 steps forward, 3 steps back here, it seems, for the Spartans today. They try to come through the big play, and then something just, gets them in the foot.
You're absolutely right. Just kicking themselves for all these little mistakes. And that was a huge, huge conversion on 3rd and 9. It'll move back to 3rd and 14 now. Let's see if Palmer has any more magic in him as we tick under a minute to go. Back to pass. Screen! That's caught by Carter off the tip. He has some room. Runs over a man down to the 40-yard line. That's number 7, Sestone on the tackle.
Well, making some magic on that play because first off, the snap was a bit low for Palmer, and then the pass was tipped before getting into the hands of the receiver, so some luck on the Spartan side there.
37 seconds to go and counting. 4th down. I understand why no one wants to take a timeout yet. It all weighs on this play. 4th and 4. Palmer. Slant converted. Caught. First down. St. Francis, that's Zach Washington making the big play on the slant.
Well, Washington right there reading the quarterback's eyes, running that route, putting some gas on there, grabbing that ball and bringing it in.
Timeout St. Francis there, first of the half. 20 seconds remaining. Big, big play on 4th down.
Yeah, talk about needed for St. Francis. 4th down conversion, you got it. Now you're about 23 yards away from maybe picking up some points here. You've got a couple of timeouts in your pocket. You've still got 20 seconds on the clock, and that's plenty of time if you play smart football to get this thing down toward the end zone or at least maybe set yourself up for a decent kick.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much confidence they have in their field goal kicking unit. Missed one earlier in the first quarter, but I'm sure they'll run them on the field if needed here before half.
And run, you say. That's what I wouldn't be surprised to see coming out here on this one is do a running play. You've got timeouts in your pocket. You're thinking the Roadrunners might be suspecting a pass. Your running game has been working. Give it to your ball carrier on the ground and see if he can pick you up 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 yards.
First down at the 23. 22 seconds remaining in the second quarter. St. Francis trails 20-7. Palmer. Screen, wide receiver screen to Ian Willis. He's running backwards. He's brought down at the 30.
And see, that's why I don't like the play call there, because now you lost time with Palmer having the ball in his hand. The play didn't go anywhere. You got backed up, so now you lost time off the clock. You've got to burn a timeout, and you didn't put the ball in the right spot.
And now you have to be thinking about that field goal a little bit more. As they move back, use a timeout, 1 remaining, 15 seconds to go.
So several things to talk about on the St. Francis side. You know, you got a game plan here. You look at where you are, how far away from the end zone. Do we go for a pass? Do we have a play that we know is going to, quote-unquote, work? What do we do here? Flip side, if you're the Roadrunners, you're getting some confidence. You're saying, all right, we've got 15 seconds on that clock until we get this thing to halftime, because you know if you're the Roadrunners defense, if they score here, they're getting that ball back in the second half. It's more work for you, so you got to put the stop up here.
And I'm curious what is going to be dialed up by St. Francis. You don't want to throw an interception. You don't want to have a turnover here. You don't want to take more points potentially off the board.
You never want to give the ball away, but you also have to know your weapons, and you know who you have in quarterback number 16, Brady Palmer. maybe you say to Brady, listen, let's keep this one on the ground. Let's just get that ball to halftime so we don't give up any more points to Nazareth.
Yeah, the whole playbook is open. 1 timeout remaining. 15 seconds to go. Palmer has a man. It's Valeri. Valeri's got the first down, and inside the 10-yard line he goes. Valeri, the playmaker, gets out of bounds, stops the clock, keeps that timeout in the back pocket for St. Francis.
What a play call, putting 3 receivers on that far side, 1 to the near side. Looking right at first was Palmer, coming back to the left, making that completion. Great job by the receiver to make sure he got the first down, which would have stopped the clock briefly, and then get himself out of bounds to truly stop the clock and save yourself that 1 remaining timeout.
Yeah, all eyes were on Washington, who converted the last one on the slant. He took 2 defenders with him, clearing out that flat for Valeri.
And now Nazareth wants to talk things over here for a second.
Makes sense. Pivotal plays, 8 seconds to go in the second quarter.
So it's all set back up, as mentioned a moment ago. Now you kind of got that momentum going on the St. Francis side. You're getting this close to the goal line. If you can punch this thing in, put some more points on the board, get that ball back for the second half, maybe get some more points there. I mean, nobody's out of this thing just yet, not by a long shot. There's still some things to be cleaned up, still some things to get done, but as we've been saying all game long, confidence, confidence, confidence. If you are St. Francis, this right here could be a big confidence moment if you can get that ball in the end zone.
Well, you're exactly right. This 8 seconds is huge for the momentum for either team. However this 8 seconds transpires, one of these teams is going to go into the locker room feeling better about themselves, and one's going to be going in with more questions.
But as we know, too, there's a whole second half of football to play, and anything can happen. Things can change. One wrong play, one wrong move, and this thing could completely turn.
You have to imagine at least one shot at the end zone here.
You'd have to. With the confidence they've given, I've thought a couple times that we'd see St. Francis do a run. They went to the pass. It's working. Palmer's finding his rhythm. Maybe he gets someone to the end zone here.
From the left hash, 10-yard line, Palmer. A raucous Nazareth crowd. He has a man, a flag on the play. It's incomplete. Flag down on the play.
4 seconds still left on the clock.
Looks to me like pass interference, defensive pass interference. We'll see the call. Defensive pass interference. 4 seconds remaining. This will be half the distance down to the 5-yard line. So it doesn't change a ton.
No.
Brings them a little closer, but with 4 seconds to go, you got to imagine this is the last play of the half. Offense is still on the field. I think you have to take a timeout here if you're St. Francis. That's smart. You had 1 left. Might as well talk this over.
As you just said, Campbell, only 4 seconds left. What do you need that timeout for at this point in time, aside from this right here? Talk it over, settle your guys down, give them a breather, get them kind of recharged for a moment here, and get yourself set up for potentially a game-scoring touchdown here.
The twists and turns of this first half.
This has been
it's
amazing.
Unbelievable.
This has been quite the, as we would expect between these two teams, given the history. This has been, I would say, interesting is a good word to describe it. Not quite the start for the Spartans, as I'm sure they had hoped for. The score could have looked a lot different heading into the halftime setup here, but the Spartans now kind of finding their rhythm in the last few minutes of the second half.
As we said, 4 seconds to go. You're thinking one shot. You're going to your best player, whoever it is. That's who you want with the ball here in this big moment. Offense is running onto the field, so no field goal upcoming.
I'd say a couple of guys to keep your eyes on. Number 5 and watch number 2. But don't sleep on Glock number 11 on that far side. Lined up one-on-one.
Palmer. It's a give. It's a reverse. It's a throwback to Palmer, a Philly special. Incomplete it goes. They went deep in the playbook there, and Nazareth celebrates into the half. 20-7, they lead in this Class 5A state semifinal. We'll be back with the third quarter on the NFHS Network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
First ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did!
It is
Caught!
To live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Hey, conductor! How about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
I can earn that solo!
You see if I did it?
Come on! This is heart. This is pride. This is community. This is high school football.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
And welcome back in. I'm Campbell Rico, joined alongside by JD Rudd for this Class 5A semifinal matchup between Nazareth Academy and St. Francis. 20-7, Nazareth Academy leads St. Francis here at halftime. We have an in-game report coming from Kalia Butler. I'm going to hand it over to Kalia here.
Yeah, with the Nazareth players running back in at halftime, a couple of them were yelling, "We are not giving up this lead. We're going back to state, baby." And all of them seem really locked in, except the one that did walk over to pet the puppy while they were all running back. But, that's okay. You have to take some time to, freshen up and just get excited. But the puppy was adorable, I do have to say. But overall, the players seem really locked in. They're very hyped up. And again, this is a team that they lost to last year, and it's somewhat of a rivalry now for them. And they don't want to have the same thing happen to them. And they're going for a three-peat, so they have to.
Well, Klee, I wouldn't have been one of the people petting the puppy as well. I'll say that. So 20-7, a focused Nazareth bunch who ended that second quarter with a goal line stand to bring some momentum into the half. St. Francis offense will be back on the field where they left them in the second quarter. We'll see if they can get points now.
This is tough for the Spartans. I mean, keep in mind, they have not lost a football game since the 27th of September, and that was a 27-25 loss to Providence Catholic High School. So it's been a while. It's been a couple of months since they have lost a game. So this is not what St. Francis is used to, but playing from behind, that happens, and now we'll see what they can do in the second half.
And, just looking back at St. Francis' schedule this year, a lot of close games.
Yes.
They're familiar with close games, and I think we'll have another one on our hands here. Here's number 5, Zach Washington, who takes the kickoff, has a seam. He breaks loose past the 50, past the 40. Can he get there? He has the speed. You're kidding me. Touchdown, St. Francis.
And look at that Spartan sideline. From players to fans, what a way to start the second half. You want points? You need points? Special teams going to get you some points.
I do not believe how this second half started. Washington, what speed.
Campbell, you just said close games. These are teams that are used to close games. Well, you can't have a close game unless the score is close. Well, the Spartans just closing up the score.
Maybe one too many pets of the puppy at halftime. Nazareth not quite ready to play here in the third quarter.
Who's the guy that pet the puppy? He's off the team.
I think he was contained there on the kickoff. Wow. Just like that, St. Francis back in the game. Their crowd is feeling it. Life on the sideline. Extra point coming up here.
Keep in mind, the Roadrunners missed an extra point earlier.
Evan Kalinsky. Kick is up. This one is good. 20-14 is where we stand with 11:48 remaining in the third quarter. I barely blinked. And here we are. What a game to go to the state championship.
And I bring up that missed extra point because now, if you're the Spartans, if you can come down and score again, this is, we're putting the cart before the horse here, but if you can get a touchdown and that extra point, now you're up by 1. That missed extra point, could it become the difference maker in this game today?
And as we said with St. Francis playing so many close games this year, on the Nazareth side, I'm curious, now that this tightens up, will there be some anxiety? Will there be some nerves from this offense as they get back on the field?
I would think on the offensive side of the ball, maybe not so much because of how well that offense was humming and running in the first half, but certainly when you look at that scoreboard now and you go, oh, these guys are within striking distance, it puts that pressure on you, and players start getting in their own heads, they start forcing things, and that's where mistakes come up.
Jack Augustine to kick for St. Francis. Charles Calhoun back deep, along with Edward McLean Jr. for Nazareth. Nazareth again in the navy blue uniforms, navy blue helmets, looking slick out there, as is St. Francis in the all whites with the white helmet. Much quieter here on the Nazareth cheering section after that start to the half, and we have action. McLean on his 10-yard line. He has some room as well. He has an edge. Can he go?
No way.
Can he go? I don't believe what we're witnessing. Back-to-back kick return touchdowns. Edward McLean Jr.
Well, anything you can do, I can do better. A little high five right before the goal line between the two, because that pretty much just wipes away what St. Francis did.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I've said that like 3 times today.
It's high school football playoffs here in Northeast Illinois. This is what we expect. We're going to see some things we're not used to seeing. We're going to see some big plays from two teams who really have to leave it all out in the field today.
And just like that, 26-14 Nazareth. All of those things I said about nerves, anxiety, throw that out the room.
What a grand total of 15 seconds have come off the game clock.
They're going to be going for 2 here. Malachuk on the field.
See, this goes back to that missed extra point. They're going to get things so maybe even up in the event St. Francis comes back. Could be a smart play, but at the same time, if you miss this...
Two-point attempt, 4 receivers in. Calhoun to the left of Malachuk. He's going to roll left, throw, has a man, caught. And there's a 2-point conversion, Trenton Walker with the reception.
Well, why not? Trenton Walker's made a few good grabs today. He kind of came away from the defender there on that far side, or the near side.
And wait, there is a flag on the play. Is this offensive pass interference? Let's see.
I was about to say, he got some good separation from the defender, but maybe he got a little too handsy in that separation. Looks like it. They're backing that ball up.
Oh, illegal shift.
Ah.
Retry. All of that in 25 seconds of game action. Now back from their own 8-yard line, Malachuk. Another attempt for 2. He'll keep. Now he'll throw. Has a man just over the outstretched arms.
That was Trenton Walker again. So he came through the first time around, couldn't make it go the second time around. So now you find yourselves down by 8 points.
26-14, 11:35 remaining in this third quarter. And what a start to this third quarter. It's been 2 kick return touchdowns. Let's catch our breath for a moment.
No kidding, right? And by the way, 12 points is my bad math there. 12 points now for St. Francis being down. So this is one of those things where you're not out of the whole thing yet. You've got so much more you can do. Whole second half of football. We've seen the explosiveness from both sides coming out of the halftime break. So we'll see if things look to settle down here or if this is going to become now a back-and-forth match for the next several minutes.
JD, you know what it's been for me? Every time St. Francis claws their way back into the game, they just can't sustain it. They can't keep their footing. Something happens, and they give the momentum right back.
I said definitely Nazareth has an answer. St. Francis does something, and the Roadrunners say, oh, we can do that too. Oh, you can do that? Well, we can do that too.
Well, here we are once again. Zach Washington coming off his latest touchdown. He's back to return along with Ian Willis. Number 30 set to kick, and he'll squib this one. Maybe a smart move. Fielded by number 25 for St. Francis. That's James McGrath, and he'll get out to the 40-yard line, and we will see an offense.
So Ben Luke's on the stop on that one for the Roadrunners, but this kind of begs the question. We've saw this a few times today with the little squib kick. Is that a game plan from the Roadrunners? Because we saw what happened last time, kicking it deep. Guy got momentum, brought the ball back to the house.
Brady Palmer, a shaky first half from this air attack. Again, a strong season from Palmer, 26 touchdowns. And still cannot get it going on the first play of this second half.
Well, that's Garrett Reese, number 2, their linebacker, with his hands up, blocking that ball down, not letting things get too far for Brady Palmer.
And really on the ground today, it's been all Jalen Carter getting carries, a few from Seth Valeri, who did break that touchdown in the first half. Really haven't seen much of Tobias Caldwell, who was one of their leading rushers this year, 492 yards, 3 touchdowns on the season. Haven't seen much from him. We'll see if they get the running game going at all. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Palmer, again throwing. Looking, steps up in the pocket, rolls left. throws. And that one's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, his lineman bought himself some time by breaking on the far side over there to get away from the pressure, but just couldn't make a connection with the receiver. I think he thought about tucking it and going, but you could have lost yardage on that one, so you take the incomplete. Sure, you moved to third down now, but you didn't lose any yardage.
Well, someone on the Nazareth sideline is yelling about something. I believe we have an official who's kind of hurt over there on the far side, so we may have a quick stoppage. And yeah, it looks like both teams will settle back into their sidelines for a second. We'll take a break here on the NFHS network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
I'm Campbell Rico, joined alongside by JD Rudd. We've been enjoying this Nazareth versus St. Francis state semifinal matchup. 26-14 Nazareth leads. St. Francis has the ball. A 3rd and 10 upcoming. We did have an official down on the ground there on the far side. That's where the delay is coming from. So we have probably a moment here before we get play back underway. And again, yeah, not much time has transpired yet in the third quarter. Still 11 minutes, 14 seconds remaining.
There's a few things happening here. So St. Francis has not gained any yardage, but the ball was spotted 2 or 3 yards ahead of where it should have been. And now the wild cheering, as it appears the officials have realized that that ball should be back at the beginning of the down markers.
You think the 12th man is in Seattle. No. It's in Nazareth's home field here.
Right here in LaGrange.
Brady Palmer. A lot of crowd noise behind him. 3rd and 10. He takes it. Looking, swings it to Jalen Carter. Can he make a man miss? He does. He gets the edge. Can he get the first down? I think he gets it. Let's see the spot.
They are moving the sticks.
Jalen Carter.
At the same time, Palmer took a pretty big hit from a couple different defenders that are getting laid out in the ground, so he almost didn't get rid of that ball. Looks like he's up, though, and walking just fine.
And this really is that time of year where you have to hang in the pocket that extra half a second to get the ball out, just as Palmer did there, took a hit, got the first down. Palmer, 1st and 10 now from the 47. Give up the middle, and just like the first half, nothing there, the ball's out. Nazareth comes up with it.
Well, the guy who comes up with it is the guy that makes the stop. That's number 5, Gabriel Kaminsky, the linebacker, came in there. The senior who's committed to Stafford, big things in his future, comes in, makes the stop, and gets the ball on the ground, picks up the recovery. Oh, a dejection for St. Francis. If you're the Roadrunners, whew, this is what you needed.
Yeah, Gabe Kaminsky's been making plays on that defense. Stanford commit, and he looks like it. Big fumble recovery there.
Well, if you're Brady Palmer and the St. Francis offense, it's not what you hoped for. It's not over. It's not lights out.
No.
But now defense has got to pick it up once again.
The twists and turns of this game lead to Calhoun up the middle, first down. Big run.
Well, Calhoun twisting and turning his way here on the near side, breaking a few defenders, picking up some extra yards, giving his team a critical first down.
Up tempo they go. Roadrunners offense clicking with Calhoun. Flag on the play. He makes a few more people miss. This one may be coming back. Let's see.
Yeah, he had a big hole to run in, and that was most likely because he had the offensive line getting a little too handsy on the defenders.
Moving this one back, holding on the offense.
It's not always, but it's typical when there's a big old gap like that and someone can break off a good chunk of yardage. There's somebody up front. Got a little too much hand cover on the defender.
So pushing this back to the 44-yard line. 1st and 20 upcoming.
The way the Roadrunners have been playing today, 1st and 20, might as well be 1st and 10. They can make some big plays. Wouldn't be surprised to see things being aired out downfield by Logan Malachuk. Just launch that thing down there, find your receiver, let him come down with it.
He's joined in the backfield. Looks like that's Anthony Donato.
Another costly penalty that time, number 50. Left tackle. Left guard.
It's almost like neither team wants to quite start this game in the third quarter. So back to the 49 they go. 1st and 25 for the Roadrunners.
You know, it's discipline. It's all about settling yourself down. Sometimes, as we said earlier, players can get in their own heads. Take that breath. Know where you are.
Malachuk, he's looking downfield. They need some yards. That one's overthrown. Number 11, James Penley.
Yeah, not sure if that one got away from the quarterback a little bit. Wasn't quite on target with his receiver, a little bit up and away, so to speak, but at least it wasn't picked off. So for the Roadrunners, you come back, you fight another down.
2nd and a mile. 9:54 remaining, third quarter. 26-14 Nazareth leads St. Francis. Looked like the Roadrunners wanted to get their ground game going to start this half. Then the penalties, now they're backed up and have to throw. Malachuk down the seam, and that's caught by number 2, Garrett Reese.
Big catch for Garrett Reese, finding a way to get himself open, kind of in that upper flat area, if you will. Looking, turning back to his quarterback, knowing he had no defenders really nearby. Grab the ball, get down, and get yourselves in some decent field position here now for third down.
JD, is Garrett Reese the Indiana commit?
I believe you are correct on Garrett Reese. Yes, that's the Indiana commit, the senior linebacker.
3rd and 8, Malachuk rolling left. He's got 2 people in his face, able to evade. Throws downfield. Incomplete over the outstretched arms of Jake Sistone.
Well, trying to make something work, but, you know, it could have been worse. But at this point in time, incomplete pass, no harm, no foul. But what a way to get away from the 2 defenders that nearly brought Logan down.
4th and 8, the offense stays on the field. This is an interesting in-between spot on the 33-yard line. I don't think you punt from here, so it makes sense to keep the offense out there.
Yeah, and you're up by 12 points. You're trusting your defense a little bit. Was watching some of the kicking warm-ups before the game and before halftime got over with. Maybe you want to trust just keeping the ball out there a little bit as opposed to trying a really long field goal.
5 receivers.
Didn't like what he saw.
Timeout Nazareth. With 9:17 to go, stick right here. We'll be back for the upcoming 4th down on the NFHS network.
This is heart. This is pride. This is community. This is high school football.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Welcome back in. 9:17 remaining in the third quarter. I'm Campbell Rico, joined alongside by J.D. Rudd for this state semifinal matchup. Class 5A between Nazareth Academy and St. Francis. Big 4th down upcoming, 4th and 8 for Nazareth. They lead this one 26-14. Logan Malachuk. Back to pass. Throws downfield. Has a man. It's caught in the end zone. No, it's dropped.
Couldn't maintain. Almost had it. Would have been an incredible play. Trenton Walker just couldn't quite bring it in.
Looked like he had his arms underneath it for a second. Couldn't control through the ground.
I mean, Walker has been a player that's come with some huge catches today alone. That one would have been big, but just couldn't maintain that control, as you mentioned.
That's when you dream about ball floating up there, running underneath it, diving.
Making that all-important play.
In the playoffs.
Instead, this is reality. You don't come through with it. You turn the ball over now to this Spartans offense. That gets a decent start. Now it's up to them to see what they can do for their team to drive that ball downfield and maybe put more points on the board.
And here's number 42, Tobias Caldwell. Again, as I said, leading rusher on the ground for the running backs this year for St. Francis. Let's see if they try to get him going at all. No, Palmer will keep on this one. That's completed to Ian Willis. He's going to fall just short of the first down marker.
Well, here's what I like.
They're going to give him the first down.
Here's what I like about this. If you're the Spartans, this is me watching from the game today, you know how good your air game can be with the passing, but it hasn't quite worked out. You know what you have on the ground with Caldwell. Get these play actions going a bit, and before too long, start feeding him the ball and watch him break through and pick up some key yards.
Now it's Valeri in the backfield with Brady Palmer. Palmer, a quick hitter again to Willis. This one's completed, gain of 6.
Well, what do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if this is working for him, the short passes, get it to the guy you know can get his hands on it, get a couple extra yards. All you need is at least 4 yards every down. It's going to set you up for a perfect place to be.
Palmer, another quick hitter. This one incomplete. It seems it's completely different going to the left or going to the right. Flag on the play as well. It's going to be a legal substitution, I believe, on the defense. It's going to be a first down.
Well, there you go. Again, you don't want the officials to quote-unquote help you out, but it's all about the discipline of the defense. If they can't maintain and they give you and they award you those 5 extra yards that nets a first down, you take it.
And this O-line at St. Francis is holding up. I've been impressed by Tyler Wershauser, number 78, and a couple other people up front holding up against this strong Nazareth front. And a false start there. Choppy start the second half. Neither team clicking on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, easy come, easy go. They give you 5 yards, you get 5 yards right back, but the trade-off is you don't go back to it being a second, third, or fourth down. You still keep that first down at least.
1st and 15 now, back at their own 49-yard line.
Valeri in the backfield here, so they are shaking things up with who they put behind the quarterback.
Brady Palmer gives this one to Valeri, who was the hot hand in the first half. Picks up about 4 on 1st down.
Well, as we've been seeing, the Nazareth defenders get to the ball. They find a way to shut things down quickly more often than not. But if you can find that right gap and get things going, break daylight to that secondary level, boy, watch out.
I'll tell you what, number 5, Gabe Kaminsky, who had that fumble recover earlier, that linebacker, he looks like a D1 level athlete out there, manning the linebacker unit. He's hunting Palmer right now, and he's going to get him after a gain of a few.
We've called Gabe's number a few different times today, and yeah, as you say, kind of on the hunt, had his eyes locked on the quarterback. Wasn't going to let him get far. Brings him down, prevents the 1st down. But still, it could be a manageable 3rd and about 5 for the Spartans.
3rd and about 5. You got to imagine it may be 4-down territory. Valeri with Palmer. 4 receivers. What do they do here? Ian Willis has been the go-to on 3rd downs through the air. Roadrunners crowd into it.
Play clock winding down.
Palmer with the keeper up the middle. Kenny, ball is out. Ball is out. And once more, it's recovered by the Roadrunners.
That ball bounced around a little bit on the ground there, recovered by the Roadrunners, but boy, what an effort by Brady Palmer to try to make something happen, but couldn't quite secure that football. Out it comes.
Looked like he was going to get the 1st down, be right near it, and once more, the Spartans shoot themselves in the foot. Another turnover, and Nazareth has their offense out there ready to cook.
I think for the fans, I think for the players, and especially the coaches for St. Francis, this is not what you expected today. The turnovers, the miscues, the missteps, this is not disciplined football, and then you're seeing the result in the scoreboard.
Logan Malachuk hands this one up the middle. That's Charles Calhoun.
And now you've asked a lot of this defense. You're asking them once again to kind of pick you up and save your offense, try to hold these guys as best you can. Meanwhile, if you're Nazareth, hey, you're loving this. Every time that St. Francis gets the ball, they can't really do anything with it on offense. I mean, keep in mind, the extra 7 points we have on the board came from special teams on that run-back return coming out of halftime.
Nazareth. They'll put this one in the air. That's completed to number 8, Trenton Walker, who just had that last touchdown fall out of his arms on the last possession. So he gets the ball in the air. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Certainly looking to get some confidence back on his side so he gets his team closer to that 1st down. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to him again relatively soon.
Ground game's looking a little stronger this second half for the Roadrunners. Do they keep it there on 3rd and 1? Yes, they do. Up the middle. I don't know. It's going to be right near the 1st down marker. They're going to give it to him. That was number 23, Justin Watson, able to fall forward and pick it up.
Well, what an effort by Watson to get himself up there, try to get to that line to gain and push it forward, fall in the right spot, and pick up a critical 1st down.
And we tick down to 5:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Sense of urgency has to be there if you're the Spartans, trailing by 12. Malachuk gives again. Watson again up the middle. A good gain on 1st down. We've seen that this second half. The running game picking up a little bit, finding its way.
This could be a deal of the defense getting tired. I mean, you've got these line guys up there. They've been fighting in these trenches, pushing and pushing and pushing against that O-line. You start to wear thin. Fatigue sets in. Yeah, sure, it may be cool and chilly outside, but these guys, it's hot for them. They're wearing down. It's a lot of work.
And another give. This one up the middle. That's 22, Anthony Donato. He'll pick up the 1st down. Off that left tackle, led by number 50, Nathan Sefchik on the O-line.
Now, once again, you're kind of grounding and pounding at this point in time. Run down that game clock, because now you start moving more to time of possession. If you can keep that ball longer, you're going to secure a win here because you're up by 12 points. Don't turn the ball over. Keep it on the ground. Let that game clock wear itself down, and you can secure yourself a win.
That rotation of running backs is happening for the Roadrunners. Alexander Angelo back in there now. He gets it up the middle. Makes a few miss. Shifty through that middle hole and out to the 40-yard line of the Spartans.
Gnawing away at that defensive front line. Defense, I mean, you watch them walk back to the ball. They're a little bit gassed. They're slow, deep breathing. They are up against the wall right now, and now you've got the Roadrunners who are just willingly walking their way down the field.
And as we see some rotations coming on for Nazareth, we don't see any for the Spartans. No reprieve for that D-line that's been out there a lot today.
Hands on their hips, deep breaths. A lot of work being done, especially up front.
Angelo stays in there. Number 5, Kaminsky in there on offense as well. He motions over. It's a give up the middle. Angelo, not much there, and Swarm tackled. There's that St. Francis defense led by number 9, Preston Shipley.
A little bit of a help there for Shipley because the ball carrier running a bit into his own partial of his blocker, of his O-line man, and the defender coming through kind of got that bounce, stopped him just momentarily. That's all it took for the rest of the defense to get there, wrap him up, and bring that ball down.
3rd and 3. A new running back in the game. That's Calhoun again. He'll get it, and he'll pick up the first down. Moving bodies, this Roadrunners offensive line. Number 71, a big block.
Well, little by little, inch by inch, keep it moving forward. It's working for the Roadrunners.
That's Luke Injaycock, 6'6", 260.
No small man by any means. So as you say, running back by committee, switching things up. Keeping a fresh guy in the backfield.
Charles Calhoun's had the hot hand. Malachuk down the sideline. Oh, just off the outstretched arm. That was number 2, Garrett Reese, who almost made a play on the ball.
Great job by the Spartans defender, rather, to keep himself within arm's reach of the receiver, get in the way of that thing a little bit, and prevent any kind of incredible catch in the end zone.
That was the moment Nazareth wanted to take their shot. Had man-to-man coverage, single coverage, no safety help either. Just couldn't quite convert, but that's what you do. You run, you bring the safeties up, and then you get one-on-one on the sideline with these talented playmakers.
Well, and St. Francis doing well when you're talking the secondary positions, and your linebackers and your safeties doing a great job, your cornerbacks preventing things from getting too far down the field. It's just up front where things are struggling.
Charles Calhoun met right in the hole and brought down. That's number 23, Peyton Shipley again, the linebacker.
Well, kind of plugging that gap, jumping himself up there, watching where the run's going, because now, yes, the defense may be getting gassed, but if they're expecting run, they're looking for those holes. They're trying to plug those things up and keep these ball carriers' yardage limited.
Realizing it must be 2 brothers, Peyton and Preston Shipley, both linebackers here today. 3rd and 9. Ball stands at the 33-yard line of the Spartans. Logan Malachuk looking downfield.
Pressure.
Being chased. It's complete. From the right hash. Calhoun hits it up the middle into the end zone. He goes. Touchdown, Nazareth Academy.
Well, Campbell, there you go. The two.
That drive felt like we are taking this. We're going to the state championship.
Yes,
that was
controlling.
A statement drive. Frankie Nichols for the PAT. Up. Good. 33-14. 37 seconds remaining in this third quarter. I'll tell you what, if you're Nazareth, you have to be in your sights just right there where you can almost reach it now.
You can point in time, and so this is pivotal for these guys. Again, the last loss for the Road Runners was earlier late in October rather, to St. Francis. Close game, just by a couple of points, and now the defending 5A champions looking to kind of close that door, put that behind them, and move on once again to the state championship.
I'll tell you what, this running back by committee, there's been some guys who I haven't seen yet. Lesroy Tittle had a great game, 2 touchdowns last week against Rochelle. Haven't seen him. But the committee's been working. That one was Charles Calhoun who closed out that drive with the touchdown. And you got to imagine it's going to be more of that every time the Roadrunners touch the ball the rest of this game.
Well, I'll give a little credit where it's due, too. You don't get openings for your runners unless you've got great blocking up front by your O-line. The O-line has been stout today. They've been holding up, pushing around this defense, really having their way with the St. Francis defense this second half, and I think that ties back into the defense for the Spartans being gassed. They're tired. They're exhausted, so now you kind of allow those O-line guys to push you where they want you to go. It creates those holes. It creates those gaps. It doesn't matter who's got the rock and running it. They're going to find some daylight and find some yards.
Can't imagine they're kicking it deep, as we've seen.
No.
One return touchdown already for the Spartans.
Watch his squib somewhere around the 40 to 35.
There it is, right at number 25. Flag down, though. Let's stop this one. Yeah, someone stepped over the 40 before it was kicked, it looks like. We'll bring this back.
You know, if you had to pick apart one thing for the Roadrunners today, they've not done well. It's some discipline on some fundamentals, little things like that. I mean, it's not, at this point in time, going to cost them the game, but it's still something you keep in the back of your mind moving forward because those little things in the future could cost you games.
Exactly. Special teams, missed PAT or blocked PAT, return touchdown against them, some penalties. You're exactly right. You can get away with them for so long, but you never know come state championship time.
And don't get me wrong, Coach sees those things. Coach marks those things down. You better believe there'll be some extra practices going on, maybe some more up-downs or whatever it might be for the guys.
Well, Billy Hardy kicks this one deep. That's Zach Washington returning. He'll get out to about the 40-yard line. Some pushing and shoving out of bounds there on the far side, but no flags. And that's where the Spartans will take over.
You mentioned it earlier, Campbell. A little chippiness at times. You know, there's some animosity. There's some heat here. You start frustration sets in as you start heading more toward the fourth quarter from the St. Francis side.
Have to imagine we're going to see some up-tempo play calling for the Spartans the rest of the way, getting the ball in the air. You're down 3 scores, so you got to make something happen here quick.
Yeah, but the problem with that, you start forcing things. You start trying to wish things into happening. You're forcing that ball. You create mistakes. You create errors. And this has been a Nazareth Academy Roadrunner defense today you don't want to commit mistakes against. They will take advantage.
Tobias Caldwell gets it up the middle, gain of 2 there. It's going to tick us down to maybe the end of this third quarter. We're at 15 seconds remaining.
They snap the ball, they'll get a penalty.
Quick snap, Palmer looking to throw. Has a man over the middle, it's picked off! That's number 13, Yandale Colin. And he's taken down in the 33-yard line of the Spartans. Another big play for this Roadrunners defense.
It almost didn't work out for them. They had 12 guys in the field. They were trying to hustle a guy off the field. Spartans took a little too long to snap that ball. Had they snapped it a second and a half sooner, would have been a penalty. Shut the whole thing down.
Wow. Play after play. 33-14 is where we stand at the end of the third quarter. We'll be back on the IHSA Network.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back into some fourth quarter state semifinal action. I'm Campbell Rico, joined alongside by J.D. Rudd on the NFHS Network. Nazareth has the ball and the lead. There's a completion. Logan Malachuk that he finds number 11, James Penley, who's had a handful of catches today for another first down. And we have a sideline report coming in from Kalia Butler. Kalia, go ahead.
The morale on the Spartan side has just been very low, especially within especially this second half, but the past quarter. The defense is hard to respond to from Nazareth, and overall you can see some of the fans leaving on that side. A lot of the student section has left, and even the leadership that you saw earlier in this game of players just trying to gather them together and hype them back up, it's just no longer there. You can see it's very quiet overall, and the Spartans are just kind of out of it overall.
Thank you, Kalia. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can see it, you can feel it. The Nazareth home crowd getting louder and louder, and the momentum fully on their side. They can see this state championship run in their grasp right now, with another first down on the 20-yard line upcoming, looking to build on this 33-14 lead. There's Malachuk, swings it out. Jake Sestone, haven't called his name in a bit since the first quarter, but another catch for him. He'll pick up about 8 to bring up 2nd and 2.
Well, great job by the Spartans to kind of get there and bring him down, not prevent any more damage to what's going on. But, yeah, to the point being made now, I think, for St. Francis, defense is gassed. Offense can't get clicking. It's tough. It's a team that has not lost since September, staring down a loss today that ends the season. It's not ideal.
2nd and 2, nearing the end zone. This one's given up the middle. That's number 22, Anthony Donato. He'll make a few men miss. Let's see if he picks up that first down. They're going to move the chains. That'll be 1st and goal for the Roadrunners.
Team tackle there by the Spartans, but too little too late. Made the first down marker. So, yeah, now you're within striking distance. 1st and goal.
It's going to be Charles Calhoun in the backfield. He scored last possession for Nazareth.
I wouldn't be surprised to give it to him, keep it on the ground.
He gets it. Not much there. The St. Francis defense still giving their best effort. That was led by number 64, Brian Martinez, on the inside.
Well, good coaching will tell you you never give up to the final whistle. Great players will never give up until that final whistle. So scoreboard may say one thing, but D-line's going to give it their all. At the same time, if you're the Roadrunners, yeah, sure, wind down the clock even more. Works in their favor.
2nd and goal. Malachuk rolling right. Looking for a man. Has him. Jake Sestone. Touchdown. Nazareth Academy expands their lead and takes another step towards the state championship.
A great little route there in the back of the end zone. Work his way up, find his way back up, come to the near side, give himself a whole bunch of daylight, no defenders nearby, wide open grab, get that touchdown, and now really pad that lead for Nazareth, and the excitement really is building on this side of the stadium here this afternoon.
And again, we should mention, back-to-back state championships coming into this, looking for the trifecta. Frankie Nichols, PAT, up and good once more. 40-14 is where we stand with 10:13 remaining in the fourth quarter.
You know, it's not exactly, I don't think, what anybody would have thought moving to almost the midway point of the fourth quarter today, given these two teams, how they've played this season, how they've played each other in the past. I mean, you knew defense was going to be stout. You knew the offense, you were expecting at least the offense on both sides to come out throwing fire. Now to look at the clock, just over 10 minutes left to go in the game, and the score being lopsided at 40-14, I don't think many folks saw it playing out like that.
Well, you're absolutely right. I didn't see this as such a lopsided game, and it hasn't felt that way. It doesn't feel like a mismatch. It feels like St. Francis has been right in it this whole time. It's just the big plays have gone against them, and now they're wearing down here a little bit late. But they've had their chances throughout the first half and early third quarter.
One thing to point out, though, keep in mind, St. Francis has 14 points on the board, but only half of those points have come from the offense. The other 7 points were from special teams. So when you look at it like that, if you take away the special teams touchdown return, this could be a 40-7 game. Your offense for the Spartans has not done what they expected or anybody else expected them to do today.
And I'll tell you what, this defense from Nazareth Academy, let's see what they last week 42-8 win over Rochelle, so held the team to 8. This week, as you said, 7 offensive points for St. Francis, so maybe they're finding their rhythm.
Well-coached defense for sure. We've seen them swarm to the ball. We've seen them stop things at the line. Defense in the passing game has been well. So, yeah, as it looks right now, going to move on to that all-pivotal next round, the championship. Defense side is going to be ready.
All right, this is a pooch. It looks like it's going to go out of bounds around the 20. It will. That'll be a flag. It should be. So St. Francis should be taking over around the 40-yard line with 10:13 to go. Oh, they're going to make him re-kick.
They might do a re-kick, yeah. Give him a second chance on that one.
So move it back to the 35 for a re-kick.
Oh, I see. There might have been... Looked like the ref just signaled a false start, perhaps, on Nazareth, which is why they're going to re-kick that one.
.40-14 where we stand. St. Francis about to get the ball back in a great season for St. Francis.
Phenomenal season for the Spartans. I mean, nothing to hang your head about. 10-2.
Yep.
Some great wins this year. You've had some standout stars in your team. I mean, yeah, as things look to wind down and the door closes on this 23-24 season, nothing to be ashamed of.
Here's Ian Willis, a nice little return there out past the 45-yard line. He's looked good today, I'll tell you that much.
And special teams has done fairly well. These returns have been good for St. Francis where they can get them, get their hands on them, get some momentum going. But it comes back around to that offense. I mean, you've got a stellar quarterback in Brady Palmer. You're hoping that he can get more done. It just hasn't been the case today.
Now, Brady Palmer, a junior, so he'll be back next year. Ian Willis, number 2, had a good game today, the receiver. He's a senior, so this may be his last game. The standout defensive end, Will Alt, another senior. So definitely going to be losing some key players from this team for St. Francis.
Well, from a player side, too, as a senior, you know, this is it for your high school career. Who knows what happens in college? That's disappointing.
Incomplete on first down, looking for Willis.
I mean, you work so hard throughout the year, and it's always bittersweet. I mean, most teams, yes, they get the season going. They expect to do great things. And as the season goes on, you look at your record, the teams you've beaten, you start having those high hopes of, wow, this could be the year. I could be a senior in my year as a state champion. You get this close, and then the door gets slammed in your face. It's a gut punch.
Palmer on second down. Fakes a quick hitter, looking deep. Can't get it there with the pressure. And now he'll go down. Number 19, Dickie Holly with the sack.
Well, wise on Palmer not to just heave that thing down there, risk a turnover. Keeping the ball a little too long, trying to make something happen, and now you're forced back so far. You've lost a ton of yardage on that. You don't want to risk injury or anything else either, so this thing really starting to fall apart for St. Francis.
3rd and about 20. Yeah, Garrett Reese, the receiver, playing D-end right now. Palmer. Quick hitter over the middle. That's off the hands of number 5, Zach Washington. He's been able to catch a few of those slants today, not that one.
That's been kind of the play game that's been working for the Spartans overall, is just kind of those quick, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands fast, find somebody in the middle of the field, 4 or 5 yards up, get a completion, work your way through. But this is not working, so now it's 4th down and nearly 20, and, well, you got nothing else to do here but just give this thing away.
Yep, give this thing away, and you got to imagine Nazareth going to put their foot on the brake, run the ball, try to run this clock out, the 9:10 remaining in this 4th quarter. It's Ryan Mullen with the kick, fielded by number 11, James Penley. That's number 27, Isaac Saldana with the tackle.
Well, not much luck for the Roadrunners to get things farther down the field, but still decent field position. Great job by St. Francis to come in, make that stop. I mean, you don't want to give up if you're St. Francis. You don't want to just let these guys walk down to the end zone. There's still something to play for here. There's pride to play for. I wouldn't be surprised, though, too, if we start seeing some substitutions on defense. Get some guys out of there, give them a break. You kind of know where things stand if you're the coaching staff.
It looks like the first team is still out there, led by Logan Malachuk, which could be maybe their last drive of this game for this first team.
Play clock down to 9.
Here's Calhoun. Actually, scratch that. That's Justin Watson able to make his play up the middle for 5.
Well, as you said, Campbell, at this point in time, why go to the air? Keep the thing on the ground, hand it off. Running game's been working. You're going to chip away at that clock. And there's Malachuk. Yeah, he's taking a look at the scoreboard, looking at the clock. He knows how much time he's got. Wait for the huddle here. Take your time. Slow go.
I'm going to take a peek at see if I can get a score of the other semifinal. I'm curious who they'll be playing. Looks like they have the winner of Morris and Catholic Academy. They play today at 2 o'clock, so we'll see what the score is of that at some point. And yeah, that's who Nazareth Academy will be taking on in the championship, it looks like. Another first down here to move the chains. That's Justin Watson.
Defense doing their best, making some substitutions there. It's a tough spot to be in when you're a defense at this point in time. There's 7.5 minutes left to go. You're down by so many points. You know your offense isn't clicking. You don't want to necessarily give up, but you don't want to risk injury. You don't want to do too much. It's a tough spot to be in.
Anthony Donato in the backfield now. He's had a few good carries today. Gets another one here. Met in the hole. That's number 14, Liam Kalinsky. Strong tackle for St. Francis.
Kalinsky's been there a few times today to plug things up, so good on him to get there and make a stop. And once again, if you're Nazareth, that's okay. You got a couple of yards. You got that ball on the ground. The clock still moves.
You know the game's coming to a close when all the kids on the far side have stopped playing.
This is true. All the younger kids are out kind of playing toss football behind the bleachers, kind of wrapping things up.
2nd and 8, 6:54 to go in this 4th quarter. 40-14, Nazareth leading. Donato up the middle, makes one man miss, picks up a few yards, trying to push a pile. A lot of effort on both sides here. Love to see that late.
Well, especially if you're Nazareth. Now you look at that scoreboard, you know that you're moving on. You know you've got one more game to play. You want to be at your best. So now you start testing these guys a little bit. See how much strength they have left late in the game, because you never know where you might be next week. You might be at a tie game in the fourth quarter. You need to have everybody with that stamina to keep going into the final seconds of the final quarter. So, yeah, keep the first team out there. Keep them going. I know there could be an argument said about injuries or something like that, but you still got to be game-trained, game-ready, and know what to do.
Alexander Angelo in now on 3rd and 5. They're going to throw. This one's completed. That's out to number 8, Trenton Walker. Makes a man miss. Shakes him off. Down the sideline he goes. Can he put the cherry on top? Can he do it? Now the ball's out. And recovered by St. Francis.
Well, you try to do a little bit too much. I get seeing that end zone. You want to get that extra little cherry, as you say, Campbell, but didn't secure the ball. Defender comes up, knocks it out. Now it's a turnover.
Wow, Trent Walker making plays. Just couldn't. Tried to do it all, just couldn't. Now St. Francis will get another shot with their offense. 5:48 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's a boost for your defense a little bit to say anything, but for the offense of Nazareth, that's not good. That gets marked down. That's something to work on. Ball security, ball control could be costly next week.
So this D-line of Nazareth, Nolan Daly, number 9, Gabe Kaminsky, number 5, Garrett Reese, all with their ears pinned back, you got to imagine, on this drive. But they'll give first down up the middle. Jalen Carter, his best carry of the day, first down for him.
I think Nazareth was looking for a pass play on that one, because why wouldn't you? So deep, so far back, with so much to go, but left it wide open in the middle, so why not keep the ball on the ground and run it straight up the gut?
Brady Palmer still out there, still running this offense.
Keep an eye on Willis in the backfield.
Palmer gets it, gives to Willis. The senior makes a man miss. He's fast. Another guy. And pushes out past the 40-yard line out to the 44. Good run from Willis.
Well, he's got two key attributes. He's quick and he's slippery. That's are good things you want as a running back. Lower to the ground as well, gets his way through. A little bit thinner of a build, kind of harder to bring down. Of course, a little too late in the game to really get that run game going now with 5 minutes to go and down by so many.
I'd be curious if Ian Willis is looking on to play anywhere after this, too.
Certainly got something to show for today. He's certainly got some good skills back there, so maybe why not use this as a time to put something on that highlight reel.
And we tick under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. This Class 5A state semifinal matchup. Palmer fakes, going to keep. There's a helmet down on the field, and Palmer goes down as well.
And now we got some flags on the play. Looks like one of the O-line guys lost his hat a bit there. That might have been what the penalty was called for.
I don't think anyone's moving worse out there than that far side ref.
He has had a day, to say the least.
I feel bad for him. Getting the flag back in the pocket. And, let's see what the call is. Oh, it's going to be against Nazareth.
Well, now another flag has come out here.
Looks like the rest might need another huddle.
Well, something may have just happened on the St. Francis sideline. One of the coaching staff or players might have come out and said, did something, or somebody was jaw-jacking. I'm not sure what happened. Or was it on the Roadrunner side? Because they're moving the ball forward even more.
It looks like it'll stop at the 48-yard line of the Roadrunner, so St. Francis into Nazareth territory.
Well, getting chippy, getting a little bit mean in these last few minutes of the game.
Palmer now. He's going to throw. Tries the pump and go. There's another flag down. And some after the play action as well between a couple linemen.
We got some extracurriculars, maybe some auditions for wrestling. I'm not sure as we head in the winter sports. There's some tackling and some throwing down.
Tell you what, this is about as loud as I've heard the Nazareth crowd all day today. They're fired up.
Well, fired up for a penalty against their guys, nonetheless. I mean, there's sportsmanship to be had here. You know, coach to go over and have a talk with this guy a little bit. You know, you got to be careful. Yeah, you know, emotions run high and testosterone, this, that, and the other, but you can't do that. You can't be messing around with guys like that, throwing them around. I mean, 88's over here pleading his case on the sideline of what happened, but coach telling him, listen, just back off. Put your hands away. It's the second guy who always gets caught.
Exactly. And yeah, you don't want to miss the state championship coming up.
Exactly that.
So here's Palmer giving to Willis up the middle. Again, Willis.
Slippery.
Making plays.
Quick.
Cuts out to his left. I think he has it. Into the end zone, Ian Willis goes. Maybe they should have tried that a few quarters ago.
Was that in the first half? Yeah, Willis is about as slippery as they come. As soon as the defense gets an arm around him, he twists, he turns, he wiggles, he worms. And before you know, he's picked up extra yards, and this time he finds the house.
Well, maybe not so fast. 40-20 now, 4:16 to go in this fourth quarter. St. Francis with some late action to get back on the board.
I mean, it's football. Anything's possible. St. Francis has still got all 3 timeouts. They are, as of right now, down by 20, potentially about to be down by just 19. I mean, it's doable. We've seen run-back returns. We've seen big plays today.
Jack Kalinsky on for the extra point. Up and good. 40-21. Fourth quarter.
Campbell, here we go again. More extracurricular from Nazareth, jumping on players, pushing players on St. Francis. Flag comes out. Number 11.
I'll tell you what. See, you don't want this because even it can taint a win when you have all this extracurricular going on. It can leave a bad taste in your mouth even after a win, especially with how they've had the lead here for a little while. So you just don't want this to become the story of the game.
No, you don't. And it's also just the sportsmanship. I mean, you're up big. You're against some guys that you've got a history with. I mean, you run your mouth. You get physical. You don't want to do that. I mean, just play, leave it on the field. The extra stuff doesn't need to happen.
So I have to imagine an onside kick coming up. Down 19, so still need 3 scores if you're St. Francis.
There's still excitement on both sides, trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know if there's confusion or it's just deciding factor of things here. Or are they declaring the onside, maybe?
Looks like they're declaring the onside. They're all the way up on the 45-yard lines where they're going to be kicking from after the penalties.
Due to the penalties, yes.
Looks like it's going to be number 20, Evan Kalinsky, doing the onside kick.
Well, we've seen some wild things on special teams so far this game, so be prepared.
We've seen some wild things on every aspect of this game. Fumbles,
correct,
returns,
you are.
Penalties. So here's Kalinsky, onside kick. Gets that second hop nicely. What a catch there by Garrett Reese.
Well, on things like that, usually on special teams, you got a hands team or a couple of hands guys at least that come in. They got the sticky hands, so to speak. You want them to grab that ball and just come down with it. They don't do anything fancy. Their job is to secure, bring the ball down, don't turn it over.
Yeah, quality onside kick. You want that second bounce from Kalinsky, so he did his job. Just a great recovery there by Reese.
Well, and Reese, too, one of the college commits, as we learned today, too. So kind of getting his mind right in that aspect as he moves on to the next level next year.
So Malchuk in the backfield. Looks like that's Calhoun, Charles Calhoun back there with him. And he'll get the ball up the middle. Nothing there. St. Francis stepping up. Wonder if they're going to use timeouts or let this run.
That's a question. You would think of burning timeouts, but at the same time, with the score being 19 points difference, you burn all those timeouts here. You don't have anything left to go later on. I think you're just hoping your defense can make a few stands. You're not going to get the ball back with a lot of time. And then conversely, if you're Nazareth, yeah, you're going to keep this thing on the ground for sure. You're going to run this clock out. If you pick up the first down, great. If you don't, you turn it over to your defense, let them hold and shut things down.
Absolutely right. No urgency here. 15 left on the play clock. 3:30 to go in this fourth quarter. 40-21, Nazareth leads this one. Give to Calhoun on the right side. met there by a handful of Spartan defenders as well.
Still swarming to the ball, so give them credit on the defensive side here for St. Francis. There's just over 3 minutes left to go. They're still playing hard, getting to where they need to be, and now brings up a third down and a few yards.
3 minutes to the state championship if you're Nazareth Academy. Your third in a row, potentially. Your third in a row championship game you've been in. They've won the last two. Certainly, with the way they play today, will be looking capable of winning another.
You would think so. I mean, what a stellar performance today from Nazareth, from out of the gate, nonetheless.
So Malchuk gives this one up the middle. That's 22, Anthony Donato. He's going to be just short of a first down. That'll bring up fourth down.
You know, we talked about it earlier, too. St. Francis, it's about 25, 30 minutes from here, so it's not a long bus ride, but I promise you it'll become a long bus ride back to the facility as you kind of think about the year, think about what could have been. You only lost 2 games this year. You haven't lost a game since the end of September. You come in here to Nazareth. You think you got it figured out. You got a great quarterback in Brady Palmer. That passing game couldn't get going. You found a little success here and there on the run game. Your special teams stepped up, but the offense just couldn't get it going. And now you look across the field at that scoreboard, and it's heartbreak, especially for the seniors.
It looks like they're just going to take the delay of game penalty here, or the timeout right at the end of the play clock. Minute 46 remaining. We'll head to another break here on the NFHS Network.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better?
This is pride. This is community. This is high school football.
We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
And welcome back in for some fourth quarter action. And would you believe it? Another flag. Nazareth Academy, St. Francis, 40-21 Nazareth Academy leading this one. Going for it on fourth down there. Probably would have been the last of the game before some kneel downs, but a pre-snap penalty, a false start, and now I believe the punting unit will head onto the field.
Yeah, at this point, they could have been trying to draw them off sides, maybe try to get 5 more yards, something like that, but a little too cutesy almost. Just, you know, you've moved it back a bit more, so now you got to give it away.
And again, interesting. Still a lot of, not sure where we are, where we should be for Nazareth.
Fundamentals.
Here at the end.
Fundamentals. They just don't have some of the basics shored up, which is surprising considering how they've played today.
So Frankie Nichols back to punt. Feels like months ago that he's ran into here.
And
there's a flag. I spoke too soon, was saying one more flag. There was more to come. But as I was saying, Frankie Nichols feels like months ago that he, opening possession, converted a fourth down fake punt. So he's been a good player today for Nazareth. And he gets another penalty here. And I think the Nazareth offense will probably stay on the field then.
This moves the ball forward. It's a first down. And so now it's as we said, for St. Francis, same idea. You've got to get the fundamentals tightened up here. I mean, I know it's late in the game. Your season's over if you're St. Francis, but come on. The coach is a little bit irate on the sides, too.
So we'll give the refs a second to sort this one out, and another flag is down on the field.
This might be against the coaching staff on St. Francis. I mean, there is a lot of hooting and hollering going on over there. Again, it's emotions. These coaches have worked so hard this year. This is how it ends. Yeah, tempers flare, words get said.
I think we had an ejection.
Wouldn't be surprised. I think something was shouted, spouted at one of the officials.
Just what we all are looking for, another ref huddle.
Well, who knew? We thought we'd come here for a football game and end up with the referee conference over and over today.
I'll tell you what, that St. Francis sideline is not happy with something.
No, I mean, it's been a day for them. There's frustration. I mean, let's be honest about it. I've been on sidelines like this before. You get kind of blown out. You have expectations. Everyone's upset. You're mad. This is not how you want your season to end. Everyone gets a little bit aggressive. Things are said. Things are done. And let's be honest, the play on the field, too. Nazareth has gotten chippy at times. That upsets you if you're St. Francis. You might not like some of the calls from the officials, so yeah, eventually somebody pops off and says something.
And at last, kneel down formation, victory formation for Nazareth. And now you can look ahead to that state championship.
Yep.
Your third in 3 years, looking for 3 wins in a row in that state championship game.
I mean, you look across both different sides here. Obviously, a lot of excitement for the Roadrunners on this side, the cheering and the hoot and the hollering across the way. You still have a good group of fans that have braved the cold and the elements. They're sitting there. Not how they wanted the season to end, hoping to come away with a victory out of here today. Instead, it's dejection. It's a long, sad car ride home. But still, what a season it was. What a year to go 10-2. You found some great stars in some of your key positions. And as the saying goes, there is always next year.
And yeah, this Nazareth crowd, they've been loud all day, into it, pumped up.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had so much riding on this one, Campbell. As you said, defending 5A champions, looking for 3 years in a row to go to that state championship. They had a lot to play for. They also knew that coming into this game, the last time they lost a game this season was to that team right there across the field. There was so much on them. Their players made an effort from the beginning, and what a statement they have made now to come away with this one as the final seconds get set to tick down.
What a win from Nazareth Academy. They march on to the state championship. 40-21 over their budding rival, St. Francis. A great season from both teams. I'm Campbell Rico. Thank you to J.D. Rudd. Thank you to Kalia Butler, our in-game reporter. Thank you to Hayden Bales, our technical director. Did a great job today. Everybody stay tuned for some post-game interviews. And that's all for us here on the NFHS Network.
Shout out to Jerry, too, for your camera work, Jerry.